Hello, everybody. Again, we're doing a live intermittent test of the Bendybotcast, doing live commentary over commentary. For UFC 175, we're going to jump right into round 2 of... I forgot these guys' names. I have my buddy Justin Capsuto with me right here.
Hello there.
Say hello, Justin.
Hello.
Hi.
Shalom.
Shalom. Let's see. We're going to jump right into round 2 from the Russell Doan Marcus Brimage. I was going to say Marcos.
Mm-hmm.
Marcos Brimage from UFC 175. We're going right into that with the audio going on right now. They're in the little pit stop period right now. So here we go.
Your left hand. You're not throwing the whole thing. Give me the whole thing. All right? Chuck that whole thing.
He wants the whole thing, honey.
The whole thing? Ooh, baby.
Okay.
Yes, I was excited for all the wrong reasons.
That is not someone that's been around.
No, that's one of the new ring girls for sure.
Oh my god. She's like 120, 5'3".
Probably.
19 years old.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Well, lift her with one arm.
Pick her up. Toss her down sometimes. Marcos Brimage in red.
For that front kick up the middle.
This dude Doan in black.
Nice kick by
Not like
Brimage.
you could see anything.
Nice leg kicks, though. He's really trying to buckle his legs quite a bit.
Yeah. He's going for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brimage is really attacking the lower area of the leg, those inside kicks.
Yeah.
For sure.
And even though Joe Doan's kind of let the momentum take his
Oh!
head
Oh,
out.
knocked him down.
Good right
Ouch.
hook by Brimage.
The momentum back, those still hurt.
Yeah, most certainly. And that's a technique we've seen popularized mostly by Benson Henderson.
Yeah.
Doan has
His
good
success with it has
ground
led a lot of
control,
people
but not a whole lot of
incorporate into their game.
submissions, from what I can
Very
tell.
hard for this
No,
takedown of
like in the
Brimage.
first round, he tried to get that choke on for like
Right.
two minutes.
They say imitation is
Yeah.
the best
That's a bit
form of
much.
flattery.
Well, this is an imitation sport in a lot of ways. An imitation-filled sport.
I'm just going to keep
like
the screen like
front
this.
kick.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
keep an eye on the editor.
Once we
Perfect.
saw Anderson land that front kick to the face, how many guys saw that now? Wheel kicks. Once Barboza landed on Terry Adam, we see it
Nice.
all the time. Ooh, he
Keeps
hurt
knocking him
with that
down.
inside leg kick, Mike.
He didn't really
Doan's
contact
leg gave out.
that. Like that kick,
He's
he's like,
hurt.
wee,
Yeah,
and
he's
then
limping
he's
a
like,
little bit.
ugh.
He switched
Could have made him
stances.
slip just from the
Marcos
impact.
pointed out earlier, looked very relaxed. And he feels
I don't
like he's
deserve
the
this.
faster fighter right now.
He does. It's that leg is hurt because he wants to switch stances, but he's uncomfortable fighting southpaw. So he went back to orthodox.
You gotta excuse us with our GTA 3.
Of course. Whenever we get together, we always make a bunch of Grand Theft Auto 3 references.
So many inside jokes.
He still takes some damage.
Oh yeah, he's most
Won't be
certainly taking
surprised
damage.
that's like half the damn
Oh, but
podcast.
look at this.
Ooh.
Takedown.
Well done.
Very
Nice
timing
takedown,
by
but,
Doan.
Doan got another takedown. Let's see where he goes with this.
Sometimes will switch stance for the takedown. Matt Hughes like to do that.
Is he more of a wrestler
Matt
from what I
fought
can
a
tell?
lot
I mean,
as a
obviously,
southpaw
but
because that was his
I forgot
best
what Bruce
way to
Buffer
shoot
said
from
because
that
I don't pay
southpaw
attention to what he
position.
says.
I think most people are in that camp.
People can argue with that. At least in Matt's case. So Brimage looking
I'm gonna
very
smack you
good
in the
on
head.
But Doan trying to work his submission game again.
Doan's
Keep
got
working
his
it.
back once
This is
more.
the same thing. He did it before.
Yeah. And he's probably not going to do very well on it. Nope. Because everybody, they're both kind of like,
Yeah.
Let's go. Keep punching. Stay busy.
Doan really dominant in the top position top.
Follow tips.
Doan trying hard to hang on to this
There you
back.
go.
but Brimage
He's out
is
of
up. And Doan right back on him. Relentless.
Work that head in there.
oops,
And now Brimage is free.
What the hell was that?
you slipped.
I guess.
Listen to your corner man. Set him up.
Mm-hmm.
Then knock him down. Knock him down.
That could have been actually a pretty nasty
Brimage is
punch if it
corner
had
calling for him
connected.
to
Yep.
shoot that leg kick.
It's a nice straight right. Can tell that
Brimage.
his main
Nice by Doan.
discipline is like a Muay Thai kickboxing type of style.
Good.
The guy in the red trunks.
Good tie clinch.
Oh,
by
Brimage.
Doan.
Brimage.
Yeah. He does seem to have more of a Muay Thai thing going on.
Yeah. If you ever watch a Muay Thai fight, you see a lot of those leg kicks going on.
Head
Yep.
position. Head position. Let's go, guys. Chain wrestle. Work to lock your hands, Russ. Work to lock your hands.
really struggling here.
I got your leg.
Yep.
And he really didn't.
It seems like once it turns into a grapple, that's when Doan has the
Grimmage, very nicely done.
upper hand.
He has the upper hand, but he's yet to actually like try and get something in.
Well, right.
Which is understandable. Like at least the guy's putting up a fucking fight.
Yeah. He's getting takedown like points, but not much for technique, I would say.
Probably not.
Just over 30 on the clock here in round 2.
Like, dude, Johnny Hendricks got a shitload of freaking takedowns against Carlos Condit.
That's true.
But did anything happen on the ground after that? Not
Right,
really.
right.
It was a takedown. I think it was like 11 takedowns in that one fight.
Still, he's winning by points, though, by doing so.
Talking to some of the trainers.
Taking a lesson from George St.
Pierre, yeah.
Felt like this is a good place for Marcus to be.
I certainly agree. I mean, he looks great. He's not showing any signs of being fatigued by the weight cut. I think it's a great weight class for him.
Yeah. In fact, Doan looks more
Nice.
fatigued.
The air horn just farted.
Let's take a look at the replay here. And this is where we think that Doan may have gotten hurt.
Well, did he get hurt?
Come on, but you gotta counter that left hand. Okay? Stay away, stop going straight back, and continue to straight left. Okay?
On the
Keep
top,
him down.
up for the half guard. Okay, up for the half guard. Wrist right half guard. Let's do damage. Okay, I need some elbows. Okay, I need some elbows.
I'll give you an elbow.
Last
I think,
round. Take this
I think he
round.
needs to listen to his corner. I mean,
Yeah.
he's constantly using the same technique, and it's not that effective.
Fuck you guys, I know what works.
Side to side movement against the cage.
He likes to jump on his opponent's back, which, yeah, it tires you out,
Come on,
but
last round. Take this round, okay?
if you're not,
If you're not doing anything after that,
yeah,
that's all there
exactly.
is to
If
it.
you're not closing the gap or going the distance, what's the point?
All you're doing is really asking for a piggyback ride.
Right.
Tonight's main event by voting online at UFC.com/vote or on your cell
I
phone.
mean, I get it. His opponent sounds like Kermit the Frog, but jeez, I mean, come on.
222. Our text voting is brought to you by Metro. Gonna be waiting for me after the fight. 4G LTE. Not easy being green.
I guess not.
One for Weidman.
This TV popping, yo.
222. Third and final round.
Mike Goldberg already sounds blown up.
Yeah, that point he did.
I need some water.
Grimmage wants to engage early.
Funny because you use that same voice when you're describing my Jewiness.
High kick by Doan.
Guy's last name is Goldberg. How can I not?
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that.
And most likely look
Speaking of
for
which, I need
Grimmage to
some water.
disengage
Quiet.
if he gets a chance.
Being so
Because Doan's
famished.
trying to wrap him up, trying to go for an omoplata. Once you get that
Oh.
foot across the neck,
Well,
Grimmage
nope.
is out of there.
Nicely done. Good technique by Marcus.
And good technique by Doan. He was trying to get that omoplata,
Yeah.
but Marcus recognized it. Doan recognized that was going to be a small opening. Marcus was probably going to try to pull out as quick as he could.
He was gonna pull out.
Marcus at 135,
Smart man.
I think, is a different animal.
Smart man.
Don't want that problem.
Significant strikes landed in this bantamweight bout. Just about 3-1 advantage Grimmage. There's that kick again.
And now he's going to the other leg, Mike, because now Doan has changed his stance.
Right.
He's now fighting southpaw to protect that injured left leg.
Either stance, he's lost a ton of spring. Front or back, that slows your footwork drastically.
Sure does. Oh,
There it is again.
wow.
Same leg.
I slipped.
You hear the corner of Grimmage, you got him guessing with it. You got him guessing with it.
Yeah, he's guessing that sucks.
Well, actually, he knows that for sure.
Funny, Joe.
Well, he's right.
That's true.
No guessing on that one.
Yeah, Grimmage is looking outstanding, and there it is
and
again. Man, he
He
is
keeps
targeting
knocking him
that same
down.
spot over and over again, and that's really a sign of an experienced fighter.
For sure.
The great Thai fighters would pick a spot on a leg and hit the exact same spot over
Who
and
said
over
that not
again.
too long ago? Oh, that's right, I did. Yeah, it's very reminiscent of Muay Thai, what the techniques he's using.
Again, inside leg kick.
He keeps exploiting those
You find a target
legs.
and you exploit.
Mhm.
Yep.
Out of the range to Grimmage.
It's like going out there with the bandage on. It's like, okay, well, shit, you just fucking pointed
Well,
a
the
target,
inside leg
pinned the
kicks
target
are
on
interesting.
yourself.
Right,
Like,
pretty
a lot of
much.
guys don't check those. And that's
Oh,
what we're seeing
well,
with
he tried to
Doan.
shoot on him.
Nice
That was
knee to
a
the
nice jiu-jitsu into Muay Thai transition there.
I got your leg.
Look at this. Don't looking for a submission here. Try to get a guillotine, Marcus out of it.
Because you can turn the knee and check that kick.
You certainly can, but some guys don't like to do that. They like to let the leg fly up.
Which is what Russell was doing earlier. Now he's lost his spring. He's not even able to do that most times.
Every time he comes in, Brimage has a answer for it.
That's good. Good fighter.
Especially the way Marcus is throwing it, because he's landing with the foot. He's slapping at it with the foot, which is not as devastating as hitting it with the shin, but obviously you can see it's still very painful.
Marcus Kermit the Frog Brimage.
Man, that interview, I was like, wow. He could double his Kermit's voice if he wanted to.
Sounds like Ray Romano and a few other people.
Right.
Like, actually, did you ever see that Family Guy excerpt where it's like Ray Romano, Kermit the Frog, and like two of the people, they all have like really similar voice tones.
Oh no.
And they're all just like going off at the same time. It just sounds like one person.
Nice.
I'll have to pull it up on YouTube sometime soon.
Bantamweight debut for the Bama Beast.
Well, at Bantamweight,
I'm just talking about Kermit the Frog, but I'll fuck you up.
Again, now going to the outside.
That's horrible.
It's funny though.
It is.
A couple dozen. 45 seconds. Really strong round one for Doan. Brimage has come on in rounds 2 and here in round 3.
It sounds like he's slapping.
30 seconds.
Hand there by Doan, Mike.
Impact.
Oh,
That was a nice kick.
Oh, that could have gone so bad.
Yeah.
Of Brimage.
Marcus had both of his hands up.
I think he recognizes he's down in this fight. He's trying to get desperate, and that is the thing to do.
Again,
Another
kick
kick
from the outside, Joe.
Brimage. Doan really pressuring him at the final seconds.
Good boxing.
Battle to the finish. They go the distance.
Hey man,
Justin
good
Doan
fight.
and Marcus Brimage.
Yeah. It was a good fight for sure.
5th UFC
It
fight.
was entertaining to
for
say the
Bama
least.
Beast. First at 135 for Brimage. And our
Yeah,
fight
I'd score that
replay
for
is brought
Brimage
to you
as
by
well.
Bud Light. Here we go.
No Bud Light here, sorry.
And there's a nice
We do not
takedown
carry
by
your
Doan,
Mexican-American beer.
timing Brimage's kick perfectly.
We drink the white trash beer here.
Coors Light.
That's right. We drink Coors Light. Y'all ain't drinking Coors, you're doing it wrong, boy.
And really did a good job of slowing down the movement of
Now,
Doan
Ben,
with
go
it.
out and get me my Confederate flag hat.
Would you like a shotgun too?
That's right. And a shotgun rack and a pickup truck.
Metro PCS, where nationwide 4G LTE
Oh my God.
is $40 period.
You're so bad.
Oh, I know.
That's so awesome.
Yep.
So these guys are exasperated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
So
God.
it seems.
Toughest 15 minutes of my life.
Will it be Brimage or will it be Doan? Judges rendering their decision.
They're rendering a file.
Whatever that decision might be, we don't know. Well,
We sit here in suspense.
So here we are, the Metro PCS
well, actually, most
judges
people
call.
know. I just don't because
Metro
I haven't watched it
PCS,
yet.
where nationwide 4G LTE is $40 period. And here's Bruce Buffer.
Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, Doan, 29-28, Brimage, and 30-27 for the winner by split decision, Russell Doan.
What? Really?
30 points on that last round.
Oh, I guess. Maybe from.
Russell Doan. Here in this
I don't know. I don't
bantamweight
really
fight.
see it that way though, because I mean, Brimage got far more knockdowns with his strikes.
He had a lot more
And the
going
victor
from.
will visit with
And,
Joe.
yeah.
All right, Henry, we're with
I
the
wouldn't
winner,
have scored it
Russell
that way
Doan.
at
First of
all.
all, Russell,
No.
congratulations on your victory. You had some great moments in the fight where you had his back, you had control of him. Were you surprised that he was able to defend those moments?
Not at all. We prepared to, grind it out. We knew that his defense was fantastic. So, I mean, if I got it, it would have been great, but a win is a win.
During the stand-up, he landed several inside leg kicks. How much were they, if any, affecting your mobility?
Quite a bit.
They hurt, I'm not gonna lie, but,
Yep.
I'm watching a replay, all of a sudden someone just gets their leg kicked out from under them.
Yep.
Well, congratulations on your victory. We look forward to seeing you again, sir.
Sorry, I wouldn't have scored it that way at all. I thought that was
Congratulations to Russell
third round would have
Doan.
went to the other guy.
Yeah, I think it should win to Bremich for sure.
Here live on pay-per-view.
I agree with you there.
175.
Yeah, I'd say that's as bad of a scoring as they did with Hamill and what's his name? British fighter.
Tell us why, Doc.
Bisping.
Well, Stefan was back, and Stefan had some conditions where he had some palpitations. His heart felt like it was moving quick. The team evaluated him. They called in the medical group, myself, and a couple other doctors. We took a look at him. Stefan had a near fainting spell. He's doing great right now. That's the
He was getting off a cliff.
Yeah, right.
He's healthy right now.
Here's the topic. It's neither UFC nor it's UFC. Discuss.
I consult with the group and the medical doctors and the staff. I think we're going to tell him, obviously, no fight tonight.
It's all about fighter safety. That's why you and many others are here. You're constantly monitoring the fighter's health, pre-fight, weigh-ins, and now on fight.
I've never actually seen this happen.
I mean, we watch these fighters.
An MMA fight.
Not the first time for everything.
Yeah, I
don't
guess
let
so.
anything happen that we don't think would be in the best interest of the fighter. Safety is our number one concern. This evening, it's the safest, the best thing to do for Stefan to have him not fight.
And Doc Davidson, most importantly, as you mentioned, Stefan Struve will fight another day, just not today.
Stefan's condition is very stable. Stefan will have to look into the future. He can fight another day if he would like to. Medically, he's going to do well. We're going to take precaution tonight.
Now, we're lucky to have you and many other great professionals. Thanks, Doc.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mike.
Dr. Jeffrey Davidson giving us the situation which
Someone
means
just didn't
a
want to
heavyweight
fight
fight
tonight.
that will not happen.
I don't know. It could be. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past anybody, but
again, fighter safety is what
who
it
knows?
is all about.
That's yet to
Joe,
be
we've seen
really said or
situations
heard.
throughout the years,
Yeah.
not a lot.
I mean, I have a degree of social anxiety disorder, so I know how that is.
Oh my God, around so many people.
Pretty much. But, at the same time, you have to learn to control it,
if
too.
something went wrong inside the octagon. Stefan Struve, who is making a comeback because of a medical issue that he has, so it was even more imperative that they pay attention. This is obviously a huge, huge disappointment, both for Stefan Struve and for his fans, me being one of them. I was really looking forward to this fight. It's very unfortunate, but safety is of the utmost concern, and unfortunately, the fight is off.
Yeah, coming off the broken jaw and the condition that you spoke of, let's keep him safe. Let's see Stefan Struve, Matt Mitrione.
Ooh, broken jaw on top of it.
Sooner
That's not good.
than later. We miss
That could hurt.
Yeah.
fight tonight, but we wish the Skyscraper all the best.
His name was a skyscraper.
By that fight. I'm so fascinated by BJ, who struggled to make 155 pounds, so much so he decided to fight at 170.
Don't tell me he's afraid of heights, too.
That'd be funny. Such irony.
Yeah, for sure.
The way he was thinking and said, you know what? I got to get serious. This is the end. This is the last chances I may have. Got in incredible shape, dropped weight, got all the way down. He was at 148 pounds a couple days ago.
Apparently, they're talking about the Ultimate Fighter finale that happened the day after this.
What happened?
It was BJ Penn versus Frankie Edgar. And
Always in search of the
supposedly it was an okay fight from what I had heard. Wrestling Observer gave me a few wins, so.
Gotcha.
Uriah Hall.
This is actually a good fight, too. I think I'll enjoy this one.
In a stacked middleweight division, winning isn't enough. These days, you must impress.
Nice.
And in tonight's showdown between Thiago Marreta Santos and Uriah Hall, fireworks aren't just expected, they're required.
Uriah é lutador perigoso, porém estou treinado, preparado para ele.
Speaking of foreign language.
Português.
We're both strikers, and we're both hungry, and this is just a big step up.
Thiago Santos impressed fight fans on Season 2 of The Ultimate Fighter Brazil, earning himself a UFC contract. And after a loss to Cesar Ferreira, he made a rousing return, knocking out Hani Marks in just 53 seconds. Tonight, he makes his United States debut, and he's sure to impress stateside fans with his loaded arsenal and all-out attack.
Essa noite é uma oportunidade grandiosa para mim.
I would read these subtitles, but no.
Tá lutando num excelente card.
Great opportunity for me to represent my country. I'm using the wrong accent, but I'm doing it anyway because I'm a prick.
A foreign accent is a foreign accent.
Uriah Hall is definitely a awesome fighter, though.
With a punishing stoppage of Chris Lee.
Take this redhead.
And Primetime is back tonight in search of another win to remember.
Tonight I just want to be myself because once I'm myself, I'm unbeatable.
Born and raised in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Aren't they all?
Thiago Santos.
Yeah, there's a lot of Brazilian guys now.
53-second knockout of Hani Marcus, the former Brazilian Army paratrooper who spent 8 years studying capoeira, looking to put on a show against the equally entertaining Uriah Hall.
And he's a dangerous guy, Mike. This is a huge opportunity for him to step in here against a guy in Uriah Hall that has had a lot of focus on him. What we know about Thiago Santos is that he has some serious knockout power and that he is very aggressive. And I'm very interested in seeing his style matching up against the style of Uriah Hall. Spending a lot of time in American top team.
I missed it. What are his main disciplines? Probably jiu-jitsu, more than likely.
More than likely Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Or as I've been hearing it called, BJJ. That sounds kind of wrong. Sounds like an extra point for a BJ.
Yeah, right. Hell, where do I sign up? Nah, I studied jiu-jitsu for a little bit.
What's a ZJ? If you don't know what it is, bad boy, you don't want to know.
He's got a lot of confidence and a lot of different ways, and a lot of different weapons, a lot of different paths to where he can win.
Yeah, he is a two-time state champion in Muay Thai.
Oh, nice.
In his weight class and in the absolute division, he won a jiu-jitsu championship in Rio de Janeiro. So
let me put this Vaseline on your face,
Muay Thai, great mixed martial arts fighter, a lot of promise.
Okay, I'm going to touch your ears and your arms and your hands and make you fly and grab your butt.
Of the Ultimate Fighter in Brazil.
Now walk inside into my cage.
Before he lost to Leonardo dos Santos.
Thiago Mahata Santos set to fight here tonight inside the Mandalay Bay Event Center. UFC 175, Weidman versus Machida. Uriah Hall.
Here we go with all the introductions.
Yep.
And so destructive on season 17.
They got to be dramatic and, do that whole thing.
UFC president Dana White was saying this kid might be ready to come out of the house and fight Anderson Silva.
I want someone to come out to the Rocky theme.
Then upset by Kelvin Gastelum in the Ultimate Fighter.
One of these days, man, you never know.
Struggled a bit against John Howard, but man, he has found
it could happen. You never know, dude. That'd be great, though.
Mike,
for sure, man.
It's often like when you're comparing fighters that fight other organizations to fighters that fight in the UFC. Right. You don't know how good a guy is until you see him against good opposition. What we saw from Uriah Hall in the Ultimate Fighter is against people that really were not in his skill set. They did not have his abilities. He was dominant. He was spectacular. But Kelvin Gastelum is a gamer.
Yes.
And Kelvin Gastelum figured out a way to grind him out and beat him. Then he faced John Howard, who's as tough as nails and has outstanding Muay Thai himself. 2 losses in a row.
So one's by knockout, last defeated
he had a
C. Lieben.
set himself up, figure out
and,
what he was doing wrong,
he was an Ultimate Fighter 17 competitor.
And he did so against a very dangerous
he has some
and put on the best
really good karate-style strikes. That hook kick was nasty.
The ones they're showing the clips.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's a guy who has incredible talent. His movement, his ability to execute techniques, moving backwards, countering with traditional martial art techniques, spinning techniques. He has boxing skill as well as Muay Thai. He's got the whole package. It's a very unusual package and one that's possessed by a very unusual athlete.
He's got all the tools. Now he just needs the proper toolbox as he fights tonight against Thiago Santos. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight fight is brought to you by Frank Miller's Sin City, A Dame to Kill For, directed by Robert Rodriguez.
He's Jamaican?
August 27th.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, look at that. He is.
Jamaican-born Uriah Hall, 29.
Come on, Rasta.
Yeah, but he's like, well, understandably tranquil.
With the official introductions.
He kind of reminds me of that character in Gladiator. Russell Crowe's companion.
Yeah, I know. I know
He's the same like demeanor, like he's really calm. Like I'm gone, but I'm going to kick the shit out of you.
What's your trade? I was a hunter.
Yeah, right.
Find him and suck my neck, Carthage.
Right. They will clean it.
Wait and see.
And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record, 9 wins, 4 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 185 pounds.
You don't want this guy coming down from you on a freaking dark alley, man.
Yeah, no kidding. He was a good fighter, I give him that. He sparked him.
Yves Levine, our referee for this middleweight fight. The beautiful Camila.
Thank you.
All the way from Brazil, we have the international flavor
Wow.
of their octagon.
Yeah, they didn't bring out the same old roster of girls
Thiago
this time.
Santos.
You ready, sir?
Brought in some new flesh. Yum.
And we
Yeah, agreed.
are underway. Tonight's clock is brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
They ain't going anywhere but light.
Red, white, blue trunks for the Brazilian. Black
Nice.
trunks for prime
Definitely
time.
tell he's a Muay Thai fighter.
Yep.
A lot of shifting back and forth with the stance, utilized by Santos early.
One step up.
Uriah Hall said it's all about patience. Pick them apart and then dismantle my opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Good mindset to
Thought
have.
about the switch kick.
The speed and the movement of Uriah Hall.
He's very. I mean, look how calm he is. He's almost kind of like making a joke out of.
Other fighters.
He's not moving around as much.
Moves
Yeah.
very
Pacing
well.
himself.
Mm-hmm.
Very quick.
He's letting the other guy tire himself
Second
out.
degree
It's a good
black
move.
belt under Tiger Schulman
Super
MMA.
anxious to just do anything.
Yep.
They saw Santos throwing a little capoeira into the mix.
Yeah, he did.
Nice spinning back fist by Uriah Hall.
8 years he trained and practiced capoeira. You get some fun techniques from a guy who's got that background.
Nice inside leg kick
That
there
was.
by Santos.
That was a nice snap to it.
Switch.
Uriah looks very loose in there. Santos looks a little tight. Nice leg kick by Santos. But he looks a little tight in his execution.
Yeah, short arm those
Yup.
two, right? Yeah.
And there was a good punt. Oh, good leg kick again, though.
Right,
The more he
tried to
lands
stick
those,
that right hand in his face.
Yeah, the more Santos lands those kicks, the more he's going to get loose. And there's
He's
another one.
throwing him, Joe.
Nice jab. Nice, almost faked with the left kick, and then pop that jab in his face.
Pop you in the face, fool.
Uriah has trained his striking, pardon me, with Clayton Harris for so long.
Wow. Big old head kick.
Uriah's striking is
Uriah's
definitively
very
what he is
good
all about.
If there's ever been a problem,
hand-eye
that
coordination,
Uriah
though. He can
possesses,
see it
it's
coming
mental.
a mile away.
That problem
Yeah.
being, he's almost too nice. You know, after he fought
It's
Chris
like his-
Lieben,
it
he
was
was
like
kind
his,
of apologizing
His opponent
for
almost
the
totally lost
beating
it.
he gave
That's
him,
how good
which
he
is
is.
very
Right.
unusual.
He was reluctant, he said, kind of bruising people up, kind of hurting them.
That was a nice inside leg kick there again by Santos. Santos, who, as we said, two-time state Muay Thai champion, is really landing some good leg kicks early in this fight.
He likes the high kick, too, so keep an eye out from the Brazilian. Light on that front leg. Uriah likes that little maneuver.
Yeah,
the low kick and the punch.
It's a very light low kick, like he's almost just reaching the target, not trying to penetrate through it,
right,
but setting it up with that jab.
Maybe get your opponent to just flinch low a little bit.
That's a hard kick, Mike. Santos keeps the
Ooh.
Whoa.
There we go. Got him on the ground.
Yep.
Santos right back up. Nice job.
Uriah's limping a little, Mike.
Something happened with his
Those last
foot.
two
Yeah.
kicks were pretty wicked.
Did you see that a few
I
seconds
did.
ago where he
I
went down
did.
his foot?
Had a little bit of a limp.
Yep.
Those leg kicks are pretty nasty.
Left hand.
I don't care how built
Now
you
he's
are.
starting to pick
You
that
take enough
leg
of
up
those,
the
you're going to be
chest.
limping around.
Takes one on the inside again.
Sometimes when you do that, though, Joe, it's too late. The damage is already done.
Yeah, by the time you're doing that.
Yeah.
There's a good right hand by
Whoa.
Paul.
Someone wigged out right there.
Yep,
That
for
was a
sure.
swing and a miss.
Just spun around completely.
Don't be a spaz.
Uriah not really checking him.
Kind of had the Arnold Schwarzenegger on Mars look to him.
In the earlier fight, right? It's very unfortunate.
His eyes were popping out of his head.
Excuse you.
They feel like they can walk through it. Like
Sorry, I
they can
couldn't
take it, like
resist.
it's tough
Apparently
enough.
not.
Or
Yeah.
that they let the
Well, you know
legs
me.
sort of lift up and catch that one he took.
I don't have my medicine.
Bone to meat.
You didn't take your pill.
Nope. Not today.
Oh,
Oh,
good left hook.
that was good.
That was nice. Now he's
Absolutely.
putting some pressure on.
Yes, he is. And he's got time to work, too. There's that high kick. And
Uriah's keeping the pressure on, too. He keeps on moving him back.
Santos. Be
Santos
careful
lands
here.
another kick, though.
Uriah turning things up.
Beautiful movement by Uriah.
Uriah's
Look
very
at him.
relaxed.
Look at him.
Down. Total disdain for the hands
Anderson
of
Silva.
Santos.
Silva-esque.
Still not wise to do
Almost
so.
Roy
He's
Jones
not really
Jr.
clowning him. He's trying to intimidate him.
Well, yeah,
Standing right
it's
in front
he's
of
using
him.
psychological warfare.
No regard whatsoever for the striking of Santos.
Whereas Clayton
He's got his
is
guard down there.
striking coach with a sparring partner for Marvin Hagler. Fought Floyd Mayweather Sr. So I can see why he's confident in his hands. Spin.
Nice.
Tries that wheel kick. It was a little slow, though, Mike.
Yep.
And it may be because of all these leg kicks he's absorbed.
For sure. Yep, he's limping a little bit.
Yeah.
What's going on, baby? Which one? Which one? Take a deep
Check
breath.
this out,
Relax.
thing.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. Good. Good.
He's good. He's good.
Good, coach.
He's good.
Good.
That bone sticking out there, buddy.
Good.
Oh, no, he's good.
You got that bone sticking out there.
I'm good.
Oh.
No, he's good. It's,
No, they show it. Watch.
it was like that before.
Oh. No. Gotta stop the fight.
He's fine.
Listen, forward movement, okay? Forward movement, combination,
Move
okay?
it. Move it. Move it.
Look at them gams.
Yeah, his toes are broken.
Look, he keeps
Toes are
dropping
busted,
those hands,
dude.
okay?
He's dropping his hand.
Fake low, change levels, and land
And this is gutsy,
Wow.
but somewhat stupid.
Yep.
He continues.
Yeah. Wow.
So he just fucking fights through it. Man.
Yep. A lot of these guys are tough as nails, and will do
Yeah.
so.
Many props to Uriah Hall right here.
Big time.
Ready to continue.
Wow.
Very
'cause,
interesting, Mike.
for those of
He
you who
was
can't
clearly
see, man,
limping.
his
He said it
foot
was
looks
broken.
fucked
He went
up.
back to his corner, but then they
One
convinced
toe,
the
one toe is
doctor
like
that it
you
was
know
like
bent
that
out of
before.
proportion.
Right.
And the doctor's like,
And
no
one,
more
the
win.
middle toe's like
Yeah,
bent
but
over
his
each
foot
other.
is
Like one's,
clearly messed up.
wow.
But
And
what an
continues.
athlete he
Hell.
is. He's just pushing through it.
Well, and watch Thurman try to finish this fight right here, right now.
Yeah, the urgency.
Yep.
So we saw the limp. Now we know what it was from. Maybe not even from those leg kicks, or maybe
He's got the
along
wrong
with
foot
those
wrapped
leg
up.
kicks.
Mhm.
He should
He
have
most
had that right
certainly
one foot
has
wrapped
Yeah,
a
up.
broken
sure.
foot.
Can they actually do that? Like, could they wrap your foot real quick in the in between round parts?
I haven't seen it done ever.
Haven't seen it done?
I don't know if they can, but all the years I've been watching MMA, I've never seen it done.
Never seen it happen.
If you stand
Nope.
in front of him with your
Just kind of
hands
curious
down,
on that one part.
and instead of kicking you, he might choose to try to use his hands.
Usually, no, I don't think they do. I think they would normally just stop the fight if it were bad enough.
Long jab by
I'm
Hall.
actually
That's a quick
surprised that they didn't stop this fight.
It was on him to do so.
Yeah. Normally, the doctor's decision supersedes whatever the fighter wants, though.
Maybe they didn't think it was that bad.
I guess not.
But I mean, it looked pretty bad.
He got
Yeah.
tagged a couple of times.
Yeah, and Uriah
I mean, I saw a
turned it
fight
up
once
when he was
where
hurt.
the guy had a
Here's
hole in
nice
his
jab
head the
again.
size of a
I
football
think
and wanted to keep
beautiful
going,
overhand by
and the
Thiago.
doctor just said, hell
Just
no, you're
missed
stopping
it
it right
left.
now. I mean, you can see what the guy was thinking, for God's sake. So,
Good kick. Thiago very wisely being cautious here in these exchanges with Uriah Hall.
Oh, nice kick and a punch.
Absolutely spectacular. Right kick, left hook. Foot.
That was a foot.
Yep.
Just some of the random stuff that Mike Goldberg says.
Yeah, I know. He's
very
people,
obvious.
People make
That
fun
is
of him all the time.
That
and
is a
rightly,
foot.
To what degree we're not
rightly so.
totally certain. Uriah looks to be moving around all right.
Whoa.
Kick with it. Wow.
He's going balls to the wall, dude. You
Yeah.
fucking throw kicks with that foot that's messed up.
It's like, I'll rip my leg off and beat you with it.
I'll take off Anderson Silva's leg and beat
Yeah,
you.
right.
Much more often.
Look at this, the standing karate stance on him.
Ooh.
Right hand over the top.
Making Tiger Schulman and the boys very, very proud.
Oh, I got your leg.
Leg again. Much like he did in round one, and much like round one, Santos back to his feet. Santos' game. And he just gave it to him that time. Past the midway point of this middleweight fight. Showed spin.
It's amazing how well he's moving if that toe is broken.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely broken.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Definitely contorted beyond a
swelling.
I wouldn't say repair, but you know, you could use a splint.
Right. I'd say a few.
Yeah.
Now he switched stances.
Oh, big old head kick.
The head kick at Santos' legs. Uriah was ready. Switch. 90 seconds on the clock here in round two. The speed of Uriah Hall is frustrating Thiago Santos.
He's definitely not moving around as quick as before.
Not at all.
Pushed it aside.
Hopefully he'll be able to finish the fight,
Corner
but
of Thiago Santos is saying, stay in tight. March him down. Close the distance. Some great Brazilian fans in the crowd here tonight.
Thiago went to try to take Uriah Hall down. Nice jab by Uriah.
He stopped on that right. Just over 30
Oh.
seconds.
Oh.
That slip. He's right back up.
it's because of the damage to his foot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think that would have totally connected.
Probably.
Nicely executed. That little capoeira in it. And again.
Oh.
Now it's Thiago Santos spinning. Keep those hands up.
These guys love to throw these kicks, dude. Like these high hand kicks. Oh, there's that one that was showing
Nice.
Tried some rolling thunder at the end of the bell.
Where am I going?
Am I going? I thought disoriented me probably.
How's that toe feeling? Thanks.
I'm sorry.
He's good.
He's good. He's good.
Wake up, son. Wake up. Put this money shot on his chest and put that mailman.
He's
Deliver
good.
the
He's
mail.
good.
He's good. He's
He's
good.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
We don't want to get him. He has
his
no
toes
right
are
being
flaring
there
up
with
even
you.
more now.
No right.
He's got
Put this
Wow.
on his chest.
Take a deep breath. You got it. Okay? Get the scattered.
Nobody knows what happened in the second round. It might be 1-1. You want more? Let's go. Let's win this. It's decisive. Let's go.
Have some official UFC water.
High drama in the octagon.
Yes, indeed.
Made from the sweat of athletes.
How tough Uriah
I don't
Hall
want
is.
your downpour.
Pay attention to how badly he was limping when he walked back at the end of that round. Now look at him now. Like, you would never know there's anything wrong with him.
Adrenaline is a great painkiller.
Yeah, it's not adrenaline, Mike, because he
That's
sucked
Will.
it up. Look at this doctor talking.
Joe's just like, shut the fuck up.
The officials should leave him alone. He obviously is moving well.
Oh, man, leave me alone.
Guys have their hands
I'm gonna do
broken
my
all the
fight.
time.
Got 5
and
minutes
it's like
left. That's all I gotta do.
It's just a toe.
I'm not
He'll
letting
be
this
fine. If
motherfucker.
Uriah says he's fine, he's fine. He's throwing kicks with it. He's throwing punches with it.
Get the fuck out of my face with that
I don't know
bullshit.
what kind of pep talk the official gave him, but look at the way he's moving. His toe's obviously a mess. But you know what? He's got 9 other ones.
Ooh.
And there's the injury.
I have to screenshot that just to put up on the
That is a
podcast.
nasty
they're talking about.
Yeah,
injury.
It's a great look from our
Check out this
production
It's
truck.
not just swollen, it's twisted.
Yeah.
And exposed.
Yeah, he's got a broken toe.
Better start using some knees
Thiago
instead
has to
of
be very careful,
kicks.
though, in being more aggressive, because Uriah is an excellent counter striker.
Does he play Counter-Strike?
Couple of times he has caught that kick of Thiago Santos and then look for the straight right counter, which is textbook. Catch the kick, goes strong and hard right down the middle.
You would never know there's anything wrong with him watching him move around. That's impressive.
If you wouldn't show anything about his foot, I would have thought none the wiser.
A lot of elbows against Mike Brown. We know why. Both his hands were broken.
Oh.
Good speed.
Nice combination.
There we go.
Uriah trying to turn it up again.
Justin's over on his phone.
Sorry.
I want to see who won this thing.
Nah.
He's got it really, really good right, Joe. And he really fights along with it. Turns over the shoulder.
You're over there busting a Herb Dean.
Santos is right there, though.
Right, I'm busting out a Herb Dean.
Hook
Baby.
myself also it.
What you doing?
3.5 left.
These fools be
Total
fighting.
strikes. Wow. This is a very
I don't know what I'm doing
close
afterwards. What about you?
Yeah, you know, I'm just judging the fight, refereeing a fight.
Reffing a fight.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
I must say, even though Uriah is a bit disabled as a result of his injury,
Out there, man.
yeah, he's like a battle tank. He's not going down. He's actually doing more damage to Thiago, who is supposedly in better shape as a result. So
Thiago's swinging a lot. That's the thing.
yeah,
Swinging and kicking, but at the same time, it's like he's not really coming
he has. Yeah, I mean, he has great flexibility, but the way he's executing it is leaving him off balance.
Yep.
And that's why Hall keeps knocking him down.
It's a bit too wild.
Yeah.
Truly.
Which comes from the capoeira training, though.
Checked.
Oh, another good right hand.
Santos can take a punch. Again with that attention getter, if you will, of a low kick, Joe. And then the punch
High
from
left.
Uriah Hall.
Yeah, it's really interesting. He just reaches him with that.
Yeah.
And then pops that jab in there.
Ooh.
Spinning back kick to the body
Santos says
with
no.
his broken toe.
Yeah.
Santos
Ugh.
says no, which makes
Eat
us
my
think
broken
he-
toe.
Oh shit!
Beautiful.
He did a roundhouse kick to the body, and then with the same leg,
So far,
he hit him in the face at the same time.
Yes.
It's like a boom boom, like a double hit combination. That's awesome.
Close up until those few exchanges, but those exchanges have highlighted this round.
And beautiful form on Uriah's part,
Let off
for
the
sure.
gas now.
It's too bad his toes his toes are fucked up because
No, he's not fighting for another probably 6 to 8 months.
easily.
Oh.
Yeah.
Over there.
Amazing.
Like a ride.
So prevalent.
He's got to stop.
You have up to 5 minutes to restart the fight, so you take
Well,
your
he
time.
cracked.
Oh, in the nuts. Wow. Oh, come on.
Yep.
Ugh.
Tell him,
That's what did it. Okay.
I know it's unintentional. I will not deduct a point. However, he is responsible for the weapon that he used and where it lands. If it happened again, I will start deducting point.
So I know. I kicked him in the nuts.
Textbook. One of the best.
Yep, textbook.
Interesting, Uriah Hall.
You tell me when you're ready.
Waiting and recovering.
You are?
He
You
was
sure? You still
concentrating
have
on his
time.
toe.
You want?
He lifted his
Stay
foot
there.
up. He was wiggling his toe, biting down his mouthpiece, looking
ready,
down
sir?
at the toe.
Ready? Fight.
That's bothering
Time
him, I
in.
think, even more than getting kicked in the jump.
Not even a minute into it, man.
There's another right hand.
Go!
All over Uriah Hall, Thiago Santos.
Don't hold the cage.
Got his back. Under a minute left.
Don't hold the cage.
And if Uriah breaks, look for the spinning elbow. He breaks free.
Critical time of this very close fight.
Yeah, good knees to the thigh, to the hamstrings.
Big old wind up.
Yep.
It's like, I'm going to wind it up, make it
Uriah
count.
trying hard to separate those hands, but Thiago's on him.
Yeah, Hall is not going to win this one.
Looking for a Kimura.
20.
Drops down. He's got the Kimura. Thiago's out of it, though.
15 seconds.
That's too bad.
Oh, man.
Santos on top. Big elbow. Final seconds of the fight.
Thiago won this fight for sure.
They go the distance.
The fight's over.
Yeah.
Like, how you toe? No, cool. Let's go.
Very interesting to see how this one was scored.
They didn't even wait for the stool, dude. He just fucking sat down in the fucking ring.
Could you blame him? Man.
No,
That's
I don't.
tough.
I
He's a
don't
tough
blame
motherfucker, man. That's tough. To go three rounds with a broken toe or several broken
It
toes.
was like 2.5 rounds, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of Santos
Like,
leg
I'm not
kicks
sure
in
where
this
it
fight.
happened, though. That's the thing.
Was probably one of his most successful weapons.
Bam.
There's a left
Here's another fist. Ugh.
Yep.
and a right by Uriah. Both of them kind of on the end of the punch. And Uriah, obviously, now that the fight is over, is dealing with the real pain of that toe.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, he's good. Look at him.
Yeah. He better go to a hospital.
Definitely
right away.
disheveled.
Yeah.
The damage.
Just put that bone back in there, man.
His corner said it was already there. One thing we know, like all mixed martial artists, these guys have some guts and courage.
For sure.
Uriah fought through it. Did he fight well enough to earn the victory, though? That we will soon find out. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Uriah.
Wow. He won?
How about that?
That's awesome. Wow.
Certainly he did do enough in the eyes of the judges.
That's
Uriah
awesome. Hey,
Hall, the
that's
winner
great.
By unanimous decision.
That'll put him.
You know, actually, now that I think of it,
he was out there, dude. He was out there fucking really good. You're really giving it all. But you know, the injury, I was just like, wow.
Incredibly impressive display. I don't know how many people here are aware. There was some video we showed on the screen, but you have a broken toe. You broke your toe in the first round really badly. If you can focus on it, the bone is sticking out.
Oh yeah.
You came back, you limped to your corner, but when those rounds started, you came out springing around like there was nothing wrong with you. How hard was that to do?
Sorry. It's very hard, man, but, you know, it's how I was brought up, you know, to face it. If it comes at you, if you're tired, if life knocks you in the face and punches you and take you back down, you get up and you say you hit like a bitch. So I had to get back up and say you hit like a bitch. I had to overcome it, so thank you guys.
You overcame it. You were even throwing kicks with that foot. I mean, how difficult was that? And when you threw those kicks, did you think to yourself right afterwards that was a mistake?
I definitely did. With every movement,
oops.
my bone I would feel my bone shift in and out of my skin. But you know what? Give it up for Thiago. Came out here, put it on the line. And I just want to say that thank you, everyone. I want to thank my friends and my family for always been supporting me. And I only really have one thing to say. If you're not going after your dreams, guess what? You're merely just exist. That's it. You don't want to just exist. You want to do something. Be a part of life.
Uriah, enjoy this victory because it truly is very
Fight
impressive.
the fight, even with the broken toe.
An incredible amount of
That's
adversity.
actually very inspiring
Uriah Hall, ladies and
to
gentlemen.
watch. I mean, didn't give up. Most people would have given up. Fuck, you know.
There's someone else to watch in the middleweight division, dude.
Indeed.
Here tonight.
That's a true warrior right
There he
there.
is, the UFC bantamweight champion of the world, TJ Dillashaw, and his beautiful bride. He was happy that his teammate Uriah Faber got a big win earlier this evening.
I think I missed that show.
Sacramento, TJ Dillashaw, Renan Barão once again for the bantamweight belt. And then John Jones defends his light heavyweight championship against Alexander Gustafsson. 2 stellar rematches, and it's only on pay-per-view.
Now, is Machida still in light heavyweight, or did he went down to middleweight?
Cut weight to middleweight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Once
Nice.
again, we want to remind you that the heavyweight fight between Stefan Struve and Matt
At least
Mitrione,
that's
originally scheduled for tonight.
I don't think he was like not really like a last minute fill in, but he definitely like filled the spot because he was supposed to face Chris Weidman before, like Vitor Belfort.
Right.
Because he got the TRT thing going on with him.
I see.
And he was supposed to face Chael Sonnen.
How about you check this out?
During this pay-per-view.
Member of Team Sigilton, under the guidance and mentoring
What is
of
this
Drew
nonsense?
Martelligrati, Rob Vaught makes his
This is
UFC
like a filler match that they're like
against
throwing in
Octagon veteran
because
George
the
Drew.
one of the fights got
cut.
So I'm gonna kill it.
UFC jitters is a lot.
Fine by
Shut
me.
up.
I think that she is less than more
Okay,
than 24
Rousey's
hours,
doing
a little
the
bit more
weigh-in.
than 24 hours away from facing the most dominant woman champion of all time in the biggest moment of her life. But she is very confident, a quiet confidence. She's not a bragger, she's not boastful, but she has tremendous belief in herself.
But there is no doubt she faces the toughest opponent ever in a stacked women's division with Amisha Tate, a Sarah
Very true.
McMahon,
Very
Crawford
true.
High, Liz Carmouche is a warrior. Watch Betch Correia coming up as well.
And of course, Kat
name is
Zingano coming off of a knee surgery. She is a spectacular striker, and she is also a very big threat to Ronda Rousey at 135.
And let's see when Juliana Pena gets healthy. But first, we take a final look inside the locker room of Ronda Rousey, the Olympic bronze medalist who is 9-0.
Well-rounded fighter I've ever come
Everything's getting
against.
cut.
She's known mostly being a striker in Muay Thai, but she's also a Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And I really feel like this is my opportunity to show that I'm the best, and I'm glad that that need never is fully satisfied, so I can recreate it over and over and over again every single time I defend my belt.
She's explosive, she's dynamic, but I'm gonna win this fight with Ronda just because I'm the better fighter. But that belt is mine. It's
That's
just
been said
something I just
before.
know is gonna happen.
Unfortunately, yeah, that has been said quite a bit. And like I said before, like Ronda's a tough girl, but she just walks through. She just not really walks. She almost stomps through being punched.
Pretty much.
I think one of these days, I don't know who it's gonna be, but someone's gonna just clock her.
I think I read that they finally signed Cyborg.
I've heard differently. But a lot of, at least the rumor is, at least on a Wrestling Observer, they want her tested up the ass.
Right, of course.
And as far as other opponents, Gina Carano's still signed through her Strikeforce contract.
Right.
She still has like 3 or 4 fights left on it. She just hasn't done anything since like 2009.
Right.
So I could possibly see Carano versus Rousey happening sooner, just because she's still under contract. It's just that no one really knows what she's doing.
Well, the thing is, Carano's been doing more
acting,
movies. Yeah,
acting
she's
and
been
stunt
doing
work and all that stuff.
So I don't think she'll be wanting to return to the ring anytime soon.
Yeah,
It's been
not
5 years.
Not unless she really wants to.
Right. which maybe one day she might get the urge to do so, but she might not. So
who knows? We'll see.
Makes me wonder what the stipulations of her contract are.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious as to as well.
UFC champion. Well, I got news for her. You beat Ronda
Because when
Rousey, you're gonna be real famous.
I guess when UFC took over Strikeforce, they took over all these contracts and stuff.
Look how calm she is. I mean, she looks like she's having a great time. Like, casual and relaxed. And she is one tough woman. I mean, I have been very
taking her fucking time to get in the ring.
For sure.
Run, bitch, run.
The victory over Jessica Ai, especially the fight with Liz Carmouche and the fight for the troops. I was very impressed with her kick placement, her Muay Thai, the technical aspects of her Muay Thai, very, very solid. She's a legit threat. And her ground game, as we said before, is really a part of, look at the areas where
I'm just waiting for one of these days where
she got her back taken by
Mike Goldberg and Joe Rogan just say, another chick's fighting Ronda. Throw their hands up like, fuck it.
All right. Want to get lunch? All right.
I know, we'll give you a cold Bud Light. How about you? Give me some Manischewitz.
Oh, yeah. Well, if I were announcing, yeah. Hell yeah.
Jiu-jitsu coach is her husband. As they work together, they go to the gym together every day. And with Alexis Davis looking at this opportunity, she may just try to go into bully mode, because we've seen that before. Big, strong, in your face, grinding you down. Now, Ronda's tough, but if she can try
like
to
a bad porn.
Ronda
Yeah, it does.
get into that gas tank, maybe it gets a little closer.
And it's going to also be interesting to see how she deals with what Ronda is, which is a world-class athlete.
Olympic.
I mean, she's just got
Never heard of her
athleticism
before.
and strength that's
Alexis
so
Davis?
far beyond
Yep.
most of the people that she
Can't say I have either.
against. It will be a
And then again, I'm new to the
whether or
game as
not
well,
Alexis
so.
Davis
Yeah,
can
I
handle
mean,
that.
I've been watching MMA for many years,
She is the
but
challenger. Alexis
I have to say she's a newcomer for sure.
Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada.
Is it just me, or does this song also sound like My Generation?
It does. Sounds exactly the same.
Very similar.
But most punk rock does.
She's friends with the
Of course.
No,
That's
this
the
is on
best.
Joan Jett, right?
Right.
I was
It
almost,
has that element of punk rock, though.
from her. And she's so pretty. too.
Runaways.
It's such, the whole thing is such a unique package. You're a very, very unusual athlete right there.
talking about my generation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, classic rock kind of led the way to punk rock, so.
Yes. I mean, her arm bars are, in my opinion, the best arm bars I have ever seen in the octagon. Man, woman, whatever. She's the best. Her judo, the only person who rivals her judo-wise is Hector Lombard.
For sure.
His techniques,
That's a very fair comparison, I think.
incredibly impressed by that. Other than that, that's the best judo I've seen inside the octagon. Ronda Rousey.
7 of 9 pro
Well,
wins.
good. They didn't have to get a confused Gene LaBelle out of the way.
Right.
He always looks like, where do I stand? Where do I stand? When she does the,
USA
when she's
Wrestling, where the Olympic
taking off her gear.
begins. And it's appropriate that we talk about the Olympics with Ronda Rousey, the first female ever, American female, to medal in judo. Her mother, the first American female to win the world championship. The two-time Olympian, Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
And there she got a kiss from
Judo
Judo Gene LaBelle, one of the all-time greats.
And the thing is, you've talked many times with UFC President Dana White, and the thing, Dana White used to say, when we ask about women in the UFC, never.
Well, it took someone as incredible and unique as Ronda Rousey.
It took her.
You know, people always like to say, oh, it's once in a generation, once in a lifetime. How about once ever? There's never been a woman like this.
You're absolutely
never.
right.
Never in combat sports. It just hasn't existed. Never been one so controversial, so dominant, so successful. and so charismatic. There's something special about Ronda Rousey.
Charismatic. She shows no charisma here.
Yeah.
She's just mean.
She's got it coming out of her.
Well, that's kind of her MO, though. I mean, she's known for her.
She's a heel. That's the thing.
It's meant to intimidate her opponents.
Totally understandable. It's good. It's a good game to play.
Absolutely. She has that kind of scowl on her face every time she gets in there.
You tell her she got to fight.
Automatic scowl.
Right.
It's brought to you by Frank Miller's Sin City and David Kill 4. Directed by Robert
She's still dating Nick Diaz?
I have no idea. I know they trained together. Like when I saw the thing on when she was still in Strike Force, they did a thing on her because she wanted to do some grappling as well, and she went up to freaking the 209 of all places to do that stuff.
Right, right.
And yeah, they hang out, I guess. So.
That's cool. That's cool.
Presented by Muscle Farm, fueling athletes safely. And now, this fight is 5 rounds in the UFC Women's Bantamweight for the undisputed championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist.
Someone shoot Bruce Buffer.
16 wins, 5 losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds.
Definitely not as good as his brother.
He is not his brother. Sorry to say.
Ontario, Canada, presenting the challenger.
Thanksgiving at the Buffer House must be pretty interesting, huh?
Here comes the turkey.
Now, presenting the champion, fighting out of the red corner.
And just before they start eating, they say, Bruce Buffer says, "Here we go."
Yeah, right.
7 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Venice, California, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed women's UFC bantamweight champion of the world, Ronda Rousey.
That delivery on her last name is just horrible. He needs to keep it like gruff with the rest of the name.
Ladies, protect yourself. The belt's on the line, so protect yourself at all time. Obey my command at all time. If you want to touch that, do it now. Go back to your corner.
I'll show respect. That's good.
Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
Alexis Davis.
Let's see how she's close.
Bantamweight Championship.
Oh, she's ready to rock.
Are you ready? You ready?
Fight! We are underway. Tonight's clock is brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
Good jab right away by Davis. Good overhead right by Ronda.
Already. Oh my God.
She do it right here.
There it is.
Wow.
Check out Alexis Davis. She's fucking struggling to rest.
Oh my God.
This is crazy.
That was.
She's so adamant she's fighting Evil Levine. She doesn't know what's happening.
The fight is over. The fight is over.
Wow. Wow.
Started it all.
Wow. That is
She grabbed over the shoulder throw and then bound her up and was just throwing hammer fists the whole time.
That was it.
Not like that.
That's like, what was that, 10 seconds maybe?
Incredible.
16 seconds.
Wow.
She has no idea what happened.
Wow.
She was essentially on autopilot, out on her feet, and now they're explaining to her what happened.
So you couldn't defend yourself quick enough.
Yeah.
So you had to call
Well,
it.
I mean, look at all the strikes she was taking to the head. That would reset anybody.
I think it was like 9 or 10 shots.
Yeah.
Hip toss. 1, 2, 3,
Hip,
4,
that was a
5,
perfect.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Her arm
9 shots to the head.
went limp, and that's when Eve Levine decided to stop it. Let's see it one more time. Look at this beautiful technique.
Yes, perfect.
I mean,
that is a
God.
perfect
and
hip throw.
She comes down on you. It's all her weight on top of you with the momentum of the throw, and then the
punch.
comes.
Yeah.
1.
Just one punch after the other to the
2.
temple.
I mean, over and over again, right to Alexis Davis's face. 3. Now look at the arm go limp.
Literally, the brain is being knocked out of alignment whenever that happens. That sheer shock in general.
Yeah.
And we see these punches.
It's like hitting the reset button on a Nintendo,
just
pretty much. That's what's happening exactly, repeatedly.
That's a good metaphor.
Yeah.
the 16 seconds that she was in the octagon. Right hand, a knee.
No. How embarrassing for Alexis, though.
She did a good job there. There's a right hand that rocked her, and there's the top. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See that arm go limp?
Yeah.
When that arm went limp, that is when Eve Levine stopped the fight. He saw it, and he knew there was something wrong. That's an excellent referee.
Much like against Sarah McMahon, a vicious knee to the liver thrown by
See,
Ronda Rousey.
I'll put it this way.
Double
If
jab.
this were the headliner for this pay-per-view and I actually bought it, I'd be fucking pissed.
Oh, for sure.
That's the big right hand.
But it's not the headliner.
Right.
And there's still a great fight to come.
But all these punches, that right arm was the reason why Eve Levine stopped
It was
the
the
fight.
co-main event, so she could throw the fight.
Ronda Rousey.
Right.
Time coming in is 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Oh, that must be your little
That's
sister
gonna
back there.
change. With the official decision, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eve Levine.
Shut up, Bruce Buffer.
Called a stop to this contest at 16 seconds of the
16
very first
seconds.
round.
Yeah.
Declaring the winner by knockout and still.
I had a feeling it was going to go just that way. There's only a handful of women I think who could take that away from her. And it's a very small handful.
Yep. Let me put this belt on you.
Good for her.
Spectacular.
Sorry, I knocked your ass
Second
out.
fastest knockout in UFC history. Here's
Oh no,
Joe.
it's Joe.
I'm here with the winner and still champ, Ronda Rousey. What a spectacular showing. I mean, first of all, your hands clearly have been getting better. How much time have you been putting on your boxing?
I box 6 days a week, and I grapple and wrestle 4 days a week altogether. So
So
I have,
you're already
I have more to
cauliflower?
catch up
Damn.
on
Yeah,
my striking,
sure
so I
is.
do that the most.
Let's look at the exchange that started it all off. You landed a right hand, then a right knee in the clinch, and then the judo throw, and from there on,
It's perfect
it was
because
just
she
a
has the perfect
barrage of
like
punches
grappling
until Eve Levine stopped it.
position
But just
as a result of
absolutely
throwing that knee.
spectacular. You can't get any better than that.
Because she
I think I
completely
can, actually.
locked up the
Yep.
arm,
So,
and then
I
which
don't want that to
led
happen again, so I
to
can
the
get
hip
better.
throw, which is just
How nice
perfect.
was it
That's
to hear
flawless.
people cheer you?
They've
They've come around, Ronda. You're undeniable.
I don't know. Hopefully, you guys stay cheering for me. I'm not going to keep my fingers crossed, but thank you. I appreciate it, everybody.
That's
Thank you.
9-10 shots. that they have
Congratulations
right
on
there,
an
man.
absolutely
Fuck.
spectacular performance.
And as we saw,
They're talking to me in the ear right now. They're saying the main event for August 2nd fell out. It was supposed to be a contest between Jose Aldo and Chad Mendez. The truck just asked me to ask you if you want to fight again on August 2nd.
I'm totally down. You know, I always say I make everything a little harder for every fight. I'm scheduled for knee surgery already, but it's a quick recovery. So I'm going to talk to my coaches, and whatever they say, if they say it's cool with them, it's cool with me. I'll do it.
I would never have put you on the spot like that, but I'm glad I asked. And I hope you do fight again. And I can't wait to see you one more time. Ronda Rousey, ladies and gentlemen.
I watch when Dana White comes up to her.
Yeah.
He's like, I have no idea what the fuck he was talking about. He's like, dude, they were just telling me in my ear. And look at his face.
Yeah, Dana White is pissed off.
He was like, what the fuck was that about?
Right.
Alexis Davis,
Because they actually talked about that on when I heard the wrap up show on WrestlingNewsRiver.com, and they're like, they said that there was like a Dana White version where he understands why it was said, but the way that Joe Rogan kind of sprung it on her, and she kind of gave like a
yeah,
answer.
right.
He's like, we could have done this elsewhere,
Right,
so,
precisely.
Yeah, that must be a little sister then. The one on the left.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they look. Yeah, you could tell they're related. They look alike.
Yeah.
Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
She had mentioned, not so much mentioned her, but like said, you know, she doesn't want
I mean,
certain
for
people.
one thing, I wouldn't. I'd rather her recover first.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, knee surgery, she says it's a quick recovery, but not when you're a martial artist, because you're constantly using your knee for strikes. And even for grappling arts, like what she does, you're using you're using leverage and using a lot of torque with your legs, so never a good idea.
That's true. But like from what I heard, like supposedly there's something up with one of her hands, like a ligament issue.
Okay.
And then her knee needs to be scoped. At least that's That's what I heard on WrestlingServer.com.
Yeah, and my thing is
get better
first,
be 100%, and then come back to fight.
Precisely. I thought that was a little shitty.
Well, would you really want to see her fighting in a month, like less than a month?
Not if she's not feeling her at her best, you know.
And on top of that,
and don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan. I love watching fights, but I would hate to see someone come in with injuries and then fuck themselves up even more. Because I'm being a martial artist myself, I totally understand how the recovery process works. And
you would sooner recover and come back.
I'd rather see her recover. Yeah, I'd rather wait a bit and have her at 100%, because no one wants to watch a half-assed fight.
No.
A, and B, most importantly, I don't want to see them get unnecessarily injured. So
that's never fun.
I know it sounds funny me saying that watching MMA, which is basically modern pancration, but still.
Is at the top of what is just a dynamic middleweight division. We hope Anderson
Luke Rockhold, number 5.
Mm-hmm.
The phenom has been phenomenal.
That kid could take it, man, I swear.
Yep.
Phenomenal lately. Jacare, Luke Rockhold. You look at this list, and it is deep and talented. But
seriously, I think they play like the same music over and over at every event. That's I think like they time out every segment with the music that they have.
Yeah.
Because it's like the same stuff I hear like before the main event.
Right. It's gonna sound that way.
Yeah. At least that's from what I've noticed, like watching the monthly pay-per-views and so on and so forth. I was like, okay, so if I hear this song, it must be before the main event.
Right.
And has had nothing but success inside the octagon.
Not that I'm knocking their production, it's great, but I was just like, you're sticking to that formula just a little bit too much. Try to implement something else.
The real question to me is, can he get a hold of Machida? And can he strike with Machida? Can he deal with the speed and that karate style, which is a very unusual style, and Machida does it better than anybody?
Sure does. That's why he's my favorite fighter.
I could see why.
Yep. I like him because he's a interesting counter striker in the sense that he likes to dodge around his opponents a lot.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, it was believed that karate was a very ineffective style for MMA, and that's couldn't be further from the truth.
I wanted to reign as champion for a long time. There's a lot of guys working hard out there that want what I have, and that keeps me hungry, because I don't want to give it to them. I wanted to be the best in this sport, and I'm not going to let anything stop me from accomplishing my goals.
What Chris Weidman brings to the table is real, legit, world-class submission skills, knockout power in his punches, tremendous confidence, and mental toughness that you can't measure. But Lyoto Machida, he has excellent boxing, excellent Muay Thai, he has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a very, very real threat to Chris Weidman's middleweight title.
Essa luta foi muito bem casada para mim, porque é jogo que onde o ponto dele é forte.
His style is so hard to handle.
Eu acho assim que eu tenho uma distância boa, né? Eu acho que eu sou mais rápido que o Chris, que eu posso surpreender sim.
I have a lot of respect for everything that he does, but I'm a confident person. I think that I'm better everywhere. My style is to move forward and beat people up and stay in their face, keep pressure on, and physically and mentally break them.
I don't think he's got a chance.
I'm going to try to break him.
Bam!
Although I did love that when he knocked Silva out. That was wonderful.
I can see why.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting
a lot of
really
us fans were tired of watching him just
give him what I have.
not take the championship seriously. He'd walk in and act like an asshole, dance around like a fool for like 3 rounds, and like literally whenever he would fight, I remember it, my buddies and I would just go, we just stop the event. We just go out, we'd like, all right, it's over, pretty much.
We're done.
Mm-hmm. So, I was so happy when he lost that belt. He did not deserve it, sorry to say. I mean, I didn't want to see the guy get injured the way he did, like with his rubbery legs and all.
Yeah.
But
that was the second fight with him and Chris Weidman.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, there's a fine line between confidence and cockiness. And
and
he obviously
he crossed
jumped over that
line.
He jumped over it.
He sure did,
and then danced over it as well.
Yeah. Well, got his ass knocked out as it should have.
You're gonna dance like a fool. I'm gonna knock you out like a fool.
So
Lyoto Machida coming out to House of Pain. Go figure.
about right.
He's a diverse individual.
Mm-hmm. So, well, he has karate under his belt. He has jiu-jitsu. He has Muay Thai. It's a very, very dangerous combination.
Really dangerous combination.
California. You saw the professor, Rafael Cordero, Henry Gracie, Kenny Johnson.
He's been fighting a long time. I mean, I remember watching him in his younger days, kind of like a 19-year-old kid when he was fighting in Pride in Japan. And he gained so much respect there that one of their most famous wrestlers went up to him at the end of one of his bouts and started smacking him in the face. And I know Westerners don't understand that, but it's a sign of respect.
Yeah.
It's a sign of showing that you've come into your bearings and you're finally being accepted as
one of your peers.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Something that was done in sumo traditionally. So.
A lot of coaching and sparring, light sparring with Rafael Cordero. They hit
Forgot what the practice was called.
He's in tremendous shape.
Besides slapping in the face.
I couldn't tell you.
As he worked in that same session that I saw too, Joe, as he worked with Henry Gracie, every little move and transition, you kept hearing Gracie say, perfect, yes, perfect, that's it, which means he is zeroed in on perfection.
Yeah, he's locked in. He's locked in. And the thing that we saw them
Just Goldberg's description, of course. That's it.
He was quoting someone on that. I think.
Oh, I know he was.
Weidman tried on Anderson Silva in their fight. So this is something that he's obviously preparing for, but the movement, I thought, was particularly impressive. It's a really nice thing to be able to see a guy 2 days before a huge fight like that prepare.
Lyoto Machida debuted at 185 against Mark
But seriously, when they direct him to the cage, it always looks like they're lost. Wait, where? Oh, in there. Okay, I got it.
It was fight of the night. And tonight, he looks to join BJ Penn and Randy Couture as the only man in UFC history to wear the belt in 2 different weight classes. Lyoto, the Dragon Machida.
What are they dragging?
Set to fight for a UFC title for the 5th time.
I actually want to see him jump around. Come on, do it.
Yeah, he will. He will.
I was talking about now, not in a fight. All-American boy coming out to friggin' Tom Petty.
I don't care. I'm still rooting for Lyoto.
I can see why, dude. He's a great fighter.
My very favorite. Even after his losses, I still, I've always admired his fighting
he'll come
style.
back strong.
Yeah, always does. Every time. He's like a Saiyan, dude. I mean, I don't discount Weidman's power.
No.
But insofar as technique goes, which, as we both know, is far more important than strength, although strength is somewhat important. Anyway.
You could have all the technique in the world, but you don't have the power to back it up.
Right.
You're not gonna do anything.
You have to have a little bit of both, but at the same time, leverage will always trump strength. Jiu-jitsu practitioners have proven that time and time again. I mean, old men who practice Aikido in Japan have been able to throw, 300-pound guys around with no problem. So
all leverage.
All leverage, absolutely. And spiritual power. Martial arts actually is a very spiritual practice.
Is not, I'm going to defend tonight, or I'm going to defend a couple of times. He said, I'm going to be the champ for a very long time.
Well, he's the man that ended the run of the legend.
Yep.
He's the man who beat, in my opinion, the greatest fighter to ever walk the face of the planet, Anderson Silva.
Brought my microphone?
Kick your stand.
You kicking my stand?
I'm kicking your stand.
It's a
That's
kickstand.
right.
Where a guy like Chris Weidman comes along, and it would have been nice to see them both fight in their primes, but Anderson was 30, in his late 30s, 37 years old, 38 years old. Chris Weidman's the future. The very, very, very determined young man, very physically strong, and part of that is his belief in himself. His belief in himself.
Joe Rogan, you're just biting off on me, man. You're just starting to say it 3 days later.
Right. USA Wrestling, where the Olympic journey begins. And much like a Duke Lucas told us years ago, I got this kid. He's going to be something special. Ray Longo and Matt Serra have been talking about Chris Weidman.
Oh, yeah, Matt Serra. He's still fighting, you know?
I believe not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. He's kind of had his heyday and then left.
So unanimously,
Which is often the case.
Yeah.
From the moment I first
Some guys do have longevity, though. Some guys do.
Some guys stick around a little bit longer than they should. But hey.
But if you have the physical conditioning and the willpower to do so, I say go for it.
Yeah, why not? Go out there, do what you love, make some money as well.
For sure. Unfortunately, you weren't watching during the Matt Hughes days, and he was around a long time himself. I mean, over like 10 years. I mean, that's a long time for an MMA fighter.
Some people don't even last like a few years and then they go riddled with injuries or they just that's not for me.
Right. I mean, Matt Hughes defeated Hoist Gracie.
Oh,
yeah, in an embarrassing fashion, I must say. But even though Hoist Gracie helped revolutionize UFC, he still was kind of trapped in the UFC 1 days. You know what I mean? Like when there were no rules and all that.
Yeah. Like before everything was established.
Right.
Here we go. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. With Chairman Francisco Aguilar, Executive Director Bob Bennett, Commissioners Skip Avancino, Bill Brady, Pat Lundvall, and Anthony A. Marnell.
A bunch of guys that don't do anything.
Contest at Octagon Sidearm. Chris Lee, Marcus Rosales, and Glenn Trowbridge. And when the action begins, our referee in charge.
Oh yeah.
Dean.
Of course.
What up, Ho?
What up, guys? I promise I won't be texting this time.
They told me to leave my phone at ringside. I don't know why.
New company policy. Yeah.
We call it the Herb Dean policy.
Yeah, right.
No cell phones in the octagon. That includes you, Herb. Oh, man.
That ain't fair.
Ain't fair at all. I want to know what's going on after 5, man.
Around the world.
This is what's going on.
Live from the sold-out Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. It's time.
Apparently, it's time.
Never would have gathered.
I don't know.
UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner.
So fucking blown up already.
Yeah. 21 wins,
21 and 4. Wow.
He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 184 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Belo, Brazil, he is a former UFC light heavyweight champion, presenting the challenger, Lyoto, the Dragon Machida. And now,
Gambatte kudasai.
Excuse you.
That means keep your chin up. Good luck.
only an undefeated professional record.
11 and 0. Oh shit.
No losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Baltimore,
Man,
New York.
I'm hoping I'm not wrong on my projections in this one.
You're projecting.
Yeah.
Undisputed UFC middleweight champion of
I project Lyoto Machida will take this. I hope.
You're projecting.
Yes. And watch it. Watch, knowing my luck, he'll get knocked out in like 20 seconds.
It'll be like another Rousey fight.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Get on a clean fight. Touch it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Chris Weidman. Lyoto Machida. Fight
gonna be
scheduled for
interesting.
5-minute rounds.
Herb Dean should have been in Metal Gear Awesome.
The winner leaves with the middleweight belt. The All-American.
And here you go with the nationalistic idiots.
Oh, yeah.
Underway. Tonight's clock brought to you by
there's Brazil
Bud
fans
Light.
there too.
Here we go. Southpaw Machida in the dark trunks. Blue and white trunks for the champion, Chris Weidman.
Right away, Weidman opens up with kicks, 3 in a row. Very interesting.
Weidman very confident in his skills everywhere in a fight. He's worked diligently to be a better striker, to be better at submissions. He was already an excellent wrestler.
Yeah, he's deceptively good at distance, Mike. It's one of the things about him, the way he moves in and out before he commits.
Both fighters are going to be getting a feel for one
Very
another.
good at distance.
We once said before, though, charging in on Lyoto Machida is like running into a wood chipper.
Interesting
metaphor. That's a very interesting one.
Lyoto Machida, a man you cannot emulate in camp.
Well, that's why I was shocked that right away he was attacking with kicks. And Lyoto yet to open up.
Kind of Lyoto's game plan most times, Joe. He feels it out, tries to see the openings, and then attacks.
Well, it could be that opening up, the strategy could be with these kicks, that he wants Lyoto to attempt to counter, and then that is where he's going to initiate the takedown from.
Could be.
And there's the kick.
Yeah, there we are.
Exactly
Yep, exactly as
right away, he's deep
Joe
in
called
on a
it.
single, but Lyoto
fights it off
very nicely.
But Lyoto
But
defended.
as we suspected, that was probably the strategy.
Caught the leg, took him down for just a split second, though.
So look for Lyoto to be far more judicious with his kicks now. Nice inside kick by the champion.
Weidman again. That time Machida walked into him, cut it off.
Lyoto just missed with that straight left.
Wow.
Long left of Weidman. Clips the chin of Lyoto Machida.
Weidman was getting some good shots on the Machida right there, for sure.
Another good kick.
And Lyoto is trying to catch him as he throws that kick, time him with that left hand. But he's been unable to time it correctly so far. But tremendous pressure by Weidman.
Weidman switched his stance for a moment. Lyoto was circling away from the left leg.
And this is Weidman's style, constant pressure, staying on top of you. And it makes it very difficult for a guy like Lyoto to set up the counter.
Right.
Again with a kick.
And 2 in a row.
Couple of kicks.
Weidman's never been outstruck in his professional career. He's off to a good start here against Machida.
Machida might have to be a little more aggressive, though, if he's going to pull this off.
They're just kind of pacing each other right now.
Yeah.
2 fights against Anderson
Very
Silva.
countered with that left. Landed clean. Ate a kick first, though.
Both ended early. Weidman's been scheduled many times for 5. He's never gone the 5-round distance. In fact, he hasn't gone past his 2nd round, Joe.
Lyoto looked for that high kick, though, but he was a bit out of balance.
Lyoto circles away again, yep.
He timed that kick, snuck in on it, but missed with the counter.
He's faking him out. He's like, I'm going to go left, I'm going to right.
Right.
Just over a minute on the clock in round 1.
Yep,
Keep him on his toes.
Machida, lead uppercut, nothing there either. July 4th
Eating a lot of
weekend and
shots,
a lot of support
Machida.
for the All-American.
Lyoto is having a bit of a problem with the pressure, Mike.
That's
Looking
what Chris
for his timing.
That's what Chris said. Threw Anderson Silva off as well.
Threw a kick to the body. Chris caught it, but Lyoto got his leg back.
30. And Chris is an undefeated fighter. And he carries the confidence and bravado of one. Not arrogant, but confident. Final seconds. Just getting out of harm's way was Machida of that right hand.
She is not really doing a whole lot this round.
No, he was pacing himself. He was looking to see like what this guy's about.
Yeah,
what Weidman's about.
And I understand that, but he's stalling a little bit too much, to the point to where
he could have worked a bit more.
Sure. Yeah,
and
he wasn't.
He was taking his time.
Mm-hmm.
Body kicks are looking good. He's looking to counter you with the right hand. I know you see that. Keep
He's
the
got
face
an
going,
accent.
keep stalking.
Mm-hmm.
He can't win a fight like that. We'll get him. Breathe. All we want you to do is breathe.
Definitely East Coast.
You look awesome, baby.
You look awesome.
You look awesome.
Oh my God. He's Jewish. I could tell. He's Jewish. My God.
I can sense one of my own.
Yeah, for shut up.
But he went forward a little bit more. When you feel that he's coming with a kick, you come back with a punch.
And there's a nice leg kick by Weidman. And
Boom.
there's a counter.
Yeah, that's a nice
that
counter.
Caught Weidman clean.
Hi-ya.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another one. Tried to tag him with the right, but fell a bit short.
Round 2.
Nice inside leg kick by Machida.
Yep. Ray Longo very pleased with Weidman's performance thus far. The elusiveness, the unorthodox attack. Longtime teammates Anderson Silva and Lyoto Machida can be similar at times.
That kick blocked by Chris Weidman.
Yeah, he's not letting Lyoto maneuver at all. That's very smart.
He's staying within the inner perimeter of the
Right.
octagon.
He's not letting him evade or counter strike, which is exactly how Lyoto likes to fight.
He knows his game probably. Trained for it.
Yep. You can tell he watched a lot of Machida's fights.
Oh yeah. Scouting, man. Scouting.
Trying to be the aggressor.
In that industry, I'm pretty sure you have to fucking eat, sleep, shit, and breathe at your opponent until you face him.
Pretty much. That's smart, though.
After every one of these exchanges, Lyoto can't get his back away from the cage.
No, he can't. And he's not being an aggressor, and that's the problem.
In the second round, Weidman controlling the center, giving Lyoto very little room to move backwards.
Exactly.
Forcing him to sort of run.
Joey just said this a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Good counter right over the top.
I know exactly what he's doing. I can tell right away. It's smart.
Good kick to the body by Lyoto.
Different than what he did with Anderson, too, to take him out of his game.
But his pressure is most certainly relentless.
No question.
I think Weidman might have this. Maybe.
The center. Give himself some more space.
As long as he keeps doing what he's doing.
One thing Lyoto does very well, he covers ground. He's in and out as good as anybody, but we haven't seen it yet.
Well,
The problem with Lyoto is when he doesn't have the room to maneuver.
He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, pretty much. I hate to say it.
Lost. He's looking for the room, and then he can't get it.
Yeah.
But slowly but surely.
I'm sorry to say, but I'm not very impressed with his performance right now.
No buys.
What?
No buys.
Yeah.
You're not buying it.
Not buying it.
Not impressed.
Not impressed. I'm not going to buy that for $1. Of course, I had to throw a RoboCop reference in there.
Chris keeping a hand in his face at all times. Be it the lead right.
Oh, Dick Jones.
Jones. Or the left from the orthodox. There it is. There it is again.
Yeah, Lyoto tried to leap in with that right hand, but it did not land clean. Jumping front kick by Weidman.
Dick, you're fired.
And again, claims the center of the cage.
21 career wins for the former light heavyweight champion, Lyoto Machida.
Yeah, you know I'm bored if I'm quoting RoboCop during an MMA fight. Sorry to say. Wow, I thought this was going to be a badass fight. Oh, wow, Weidman is countering with the knees.
4 fights in your pro career, and you're fighting in the UFC.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty exceptional right off the bat. And one of those pro victories before the UFC was a knockout victory over Uriah Hall.
Yep.
I mean, he's been pretty awesome, pretty quick.
See who's landing at a
Little just dancing right there.
It is Lyoto Machida.
Good left over the top by Lyoto.
But more.
He's not doing that Christian Mpundu head dance.
Right.
Accuracy is good.
Don't even remind me.
Now Lyoto's
I had to because that was a fucking funny one.
Yeah, it was.
There we go. A little bit of ground game.
He's got him down.
Up the frequency of his strikes and defend. Weidman on top here. Final minute of round 2.
The right in front of Chris Weidman's corner. An excellent place for Weidman to be on top.
And again, you can hear Matt Serra pretty much anywhere in the octagon. Final 30 of round number 2 here.
And here comes the ground and pound by Chris Weidman. Lyoto's in trouble.
This is where Chris is bigger and stronger.
For sure. A smaller guy like Lyoto doesn't want a big guy like that on top of him.
No.
I mean, even when Lyoto was at 205, Weidman might still be physically
Nice knees
bigger.
by Weidman.
He's got the head trap, not anymore. Lyoto takes some punishment here at the end of the second.
Break it up, fool. Break it up. Don't make me hit you with my phone.
Bora, respira, Leotão.
Breathe.
Vamos acelerar ele agora. Agora você vai tomar as posturas. Você vai tomar a postura agora. O primeiro round foi equilibrado, o segundo round, por causa dessa queda, eles vão dar pra ele. Então respira. Toma você as atitudes agora. Toma você as atitudes. Mão em cima, ele só tá cruzando. A hora que você entra, ele cruza com a mão esquerda. Não tem problema, escuda. Domina, domado. E assim, chegou na
So much is being said, they're not even going to translate it.
Exactly. There's only so much they can translate.
mão direita a hora que você entra. Desculpa, a mão esquerda a hora que você entra. Ele quer te pegar aqui. He can't get to you. Too old for him.
This guy's
Anything with the old man? Nothing. Great. Come on. You come on, Weidman. Awesome. Same thing.
Yeah, all the girls look the same in a way. Except for the blonde.
He gets this. These guys don't do that.
Round 3.
High five, fool.
Getting a very confident corner of Chris Weidman. His father Charlie in the corner. Jean Volante, his teammate, coming off a fight of the night victory last week in New Zealand. Sticks the jab in the face of the Dragon.
Lyoto tries to go up high, but blocked by Weidman.
Faked the middle, Joe, and then he went on the outside.
There's a shot again.
Got out. Chris Weidman did exactly what he wanted to do. He defeated Anderson Silva twice. But still, even he knows there's some validation that comes with tonight's potential win over the former champion Machida.
That's true.
Just because of the way those fights
Think
end.
about it. Anderson Silva was clowning him when he
Chris
won the
hasn't let
title.
anything bother him. Joe
And then he
just
freaking
forged
breaks his
ahead.
leg in the next fight.
He says, I'll knock
Right.
down
So it's like,
whatever
kind
they put in front
of,
of me.
you beat him or you
Lyoto
didn't beat
is
him.
opening up with some kicks in this
You're the
round.
champ, but you're not. Oh,
Right.
okay.
That left kick to the body particularly effective because of the differences in their stances. Chris being orthodox in his approach and Lyoto fighting from the southpaw position. It opens up that back power kick to the body.
Stuffed again.
Nice. Wow.
Good takedown.
Weidman took down Lyoto with
Second of the
ease.
fight for Chris Weidman.
Right into the
I
guard.
mean, it wasn't no
of
Johnny
Machida.
Hendricks takedown, but a good one nonetheless.
Yeah.
Machida with his
For
feet
sure.
on the hips. See if he can push off. As he pushes off, he's got to be careful about Weidman's leg attacks.
A long-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Lyoto Machida.
We're calling spots.
2-0 at 185.
You can tell that's not his bread and butter, though.
No.
7th time Machida's been scheduled for 5 rounds. He's gone the distance twice.
Weidman, if he gets his left leg free, is going to try to take the back of Machida. He's holding on with the over-under. Now he's got the back.
Yeah, it's not good.
Machida's going to try to pop that right shoulder out, slip out. Big knee by Weidman.
Yep. And Lyoto's free. Lyoto, Machida, Chris Weidman. Just past the midway point of this title fight.
Excellent combination by the champion. A lot of pressure now.
Weidman certainly has had the upper hand for the past 3 rounds.
Yep.
That is one of his MOs, is that relentless pressure.
There's that control again, too.
Yep.
He got clipped. Hand. And Lyoto's free again. There's a cut.
Oh.
That was the punch that Weidman landed in that exchange. He landed another big right hand and a left behind it.
A lot of time to work.
I do not foresee Lyoto winning this one.
And Weidman takes him down again. He is the bigger middleweight. And as we said before, Joe, even if they were meeting at 205, I think still Weidman would be the bigger of the 2 men.
Yeah, absolutely. He's enormous for a middleweight.
Yeah.
It's not an easy cut for him at all. When he was being interviewed yesterday, you could see the strain on his face. It's a hard weight cut for sure.
For sure.
And he's got Lyoto's back once more.
And he's opened up the cut with that right hand that you talked about.
There we go.
A minute on the clock here in round 3.
They're up again.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. Suplex. Wow.
Lyoto was trying to look up to check the clock as well as protect
Don't
himself.
look at the clock or I'm going to clock you.
45 seconds.
Pretty much.
He's in front of his corner, and he takes a look at Javier Cordero.
Lyoto's saying that he's got Weidman's saying that Lyoto has his fingers in Weidman's gloves. And now Weidman is covering up the nose of Lyoto Machida.
Under 30.
Yeah, you can't do either of those things.
Lyoto trying to get up again. He's
You
out.
can't pick your
Lyoto's
opponent's
a
nose?
bloody
No, you
mess.
can't.
And he's getting battered.
Generally frowned upon.
Dude, you got boogers in there. I gotta clean them out. That's not allowed. Leave me alone.
10 seconds.
God.
Watch for a potential head kick.
Yeah, you can see him trying to set something up from the left side. Either a kick or a knee.
Ugh.
There's the kick.
Especially
called it.
into the round, he didn't have to worry about being taken down as much.
Lyoto better up his game or he's going down.
Let me put this piece of metal on you, puppy.
But in Portuguese.
Just remember breathing.
Vai equilibrando a respiração, Lyoto. Vai equilibrando a respiração. Vai equilibrando a respiração. Esse é o ponto que
Hey, couple of defense. He's going to get a little desperate because he's out of the fight. You got 3 up on him. Great.
You see his weakness, you get stronger.
Keep those
Foreman
fakes
already
going
sounds
and keep the
winded.
pressure, man. He's tired
Yeah.
now. And again, he's worried about the takedown. Keep the fakes going.
There's the right hand. Elbow by Machida, but a hard right hand.
Come on, baby.
by the
Same thing,
champion.
Chris. Same
And
thing.
here's a huge
Look to your
takedown.
Belly to back suplex. That's good.
Yep. A really nice suplex.
Grab that water.
Lyoto so far with no answer
Nope, none.
to the attack of Chris Weidman.
Hate to say
And
it.
this, by far, as deep as Weidman has gone in his professional career. Previously, hadn't gone past.
I'm wondering
the
if
second
Weidman has a stamina, though. That's my question. I mean, it looks like he does.
Scheduled for 5 rounds, championship rounds. Machida and Weidman for the belt at 185.
Lyoto has to get out of the habit of being a one-trick pony, though.
Yeah.
He can't rely 100% on elusiveness.
Out of the right glove of
He has to be
Weidman.
able to adapt. That's one of the key tenets of even Jeet Kune Do that Bruce Lee taught.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to give
Be like
Lyoto
water.
any
Be
time
like
to
water,
get things
exactly.
started, Joe.
And or in nature itself. Nature itself shows that those species that are able to adapt
Machida has to
survive.
know
Those that do not die.
That the judges have favored Weidman thus far, and there's only
Oddly
2
enough, like
rounds
I think that
left.
was one of the taglines
he's
that
gotta
they
win by
were using in professional
one way or
wrestling
another.
during
Yeah.
Kick,
a storyline about a month and a half ago.
nice punch to the
Adapt or
body.
perish.
Right. It's true.
Those do damage.
That was the model of evolution.
Right, right.
Sure enough.
Darwinism at its finest.
Generally, Machida absorbs
Well, Darwin,
fewer
Mendel,
strikes than pretty
all
much
the
anybody in UFC
early
history.
evolutionists and
Weidman's
geneticists.
tagged
Well, why am I
tonight.
talking about this
Good
during an
job
MMA
by
fight?
Weidman in that exchange. And there you see the numbers to validate what we were just talking about.
But I guess it's semi-related.
There you go.
Kicking and fighting and punching.
Mm-hmm.
Turned up the intensity on that last combination.
He attempted that knee, but Weidman caught him.
Whoa.
He got him down again.
For now. Wide base by Machida. Trying to work his way back up.
Beautiful job by Machida springing out of there.
Lyoto's done some things very good, Joe, but he's not been able to gain the momentum from Chris Weidman.
Good left hook by Lyoto.
Maybe that's the start.
Hopefully.
Because we know
He
one
looks
thing,
winded,
he's never
though.
out of a fight.
Machida, yeah.
He's definitely
He's been taken down quite a bit.
Absolutely.
He's been in championship
Weidman-
rounds before. That's
Oh,
for
for
sure.
sure.
Caught him again.
Diligently,
He caught him
he's
again with a
never
left hand in
been
that
this
exchange
deep.
fight. Weidman
Just
is
missed
backing
there.
up for the first time.
Big, deep breaths being taken by Chris Weidman. Machida again.
Machida tagged him again. Weidman's hurt.
Caught him.
Oh, wow.
Weidman brings him in, which means he wants him out. Lyoto's got
Machida
a
was
lot
throwing
of
a
time
good
to
flurry
work
there
here.
for a little while. But they looked tired.
There goes that momentum we were talking about.
Looking for the high kick. Good one to the body.
No, it was blocked.
Roddy Kidd starting
It
to
was
light
blocked.
up.
That wasn't a good one.
Joe Rogan, good one to the body. No, that was blocked.
And again,
Yeah,
to the body.
exactly.
That's been his best strike. That kick to the body.
Come on, do a little dance.
Tagged him again with the left hand.
A lot of confidence from the former light heavyweight champion.
He's doing a great job of keeping Weidman guessing as to whether or not it's going to be that kick or that left hand. There's the left hand again.
Look at the mouth of Chris Weidman, open a little bit now. Breathing.
Not as much as
heavier
Lyoto
than
Machida
earlier
is
this
breathing
fight.
now.
Uncharted
Yeah,
waters
he's
for
taking
the
like
All-American.
very heavy breaths.
Over the top.
Good
nicely
takedown
done
defense by Lyoto.
by Machida. Came out and he fired. Just over a minute now in round 4. Now the Brazilians become vocal.
Of course.
They're chanting for their man.
Mm-hmm. I hope he takes it too. I mean, I respect both fighters. I'm just a big fan of Lyoto
Seen
Machida.
that
Just-
before and it worked pretty well.
It's unfortunate that he's not as aggressive in this fight as he has been in others, but again, that's because he's purely a counter striker, and
It could be the weight cut too, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen him in his light heavyweight days.
Right, and that's
20
his-
extra pounds like he could be using for something else.
right, and he doesn't look as healthy as he did at that weight.
So far by Machida.
You know, like
Very
here he's
nice
like
by Machida.
184 and a half.
Yeah.
So that's 20 pounds at, you know.
Yeah.
Stuffed 8 of 12 takedown attempts. A lot of pressure from the Dragon.
Lyoto Machida attacking Chris Weidman.
Nice.
A breakdance move.
Yeah.
Look at Lyoto.
Gonna do a dance.
We got ourselves
Nice.
a fight.
Big left hand on the buzzer that stunned Weidman.
They are on their feet here inside the Mandalay Bay Event Center.
Final round.
Look, we let him back in a little bit, so he's gonna
How you
get
doing?
fucking
How you
ballsy.
doing?
One more round, Weidman. I want 5 fucking good minutes. Sit and breathe.
Stop yelling at me.
The only reason he's getting off is because we slowed down a little bit. Go back to the movement. He's gonna get desperate. He has no way of winning unless he finishes. Let's go.
Come on, Rocky.
Let's go. I want them. We got 5 minutes. We trained up fucking asses already.
He's a wrecking machine.
Ele tá cansado. Vai mandar 2 e depois vai mandar em cima, entendeu? Não manda em cima direto, não manda em cima direto.
Vamos usar, Lyoto.
É o último round esse.
Ele tá sentindo bastante, ele tá sentindo bastante.
Vamos combinar.
Let's take a look at some of this action. Boom.
Not
There's the
Grayson
left
there.
hook that clipped Weidman. There's a right hand that glanced off the shoulder. And there's a clean right hand.
Ooh.
That was a
And
nice
that's the end of the
hook,
round.
yeah.
A left hand on the jaw.
Fifth and final round.
Shut up, Goldberg.
Inside leg kick by Machida.
Again with the
Kick
body.
to the body.
Weidman switches his stance
And
back
Weidman
and
is
forth.
badly bruised on that, under that right arm.
Right on the rib cage.
Right where those kicks keep landing.
Nice. There you go, Machida. Threw a flurry.
Machida
But he's
now
not following
controlling
up. That's
the
his
center of the
problem.
octagon, Mike.
It's like 1, 2, and 3, and then
Yeah, and he lets go. What he should do is follow up. Just keep the pressure on the way that Weidman was the first 3 rounds. There's a time to be passive and there's a time to be aggressive. You have to adjust to your opponent, as I was saying earlier.
I'd say during this part of the fight, now's the time to be aggressive.
Right.
Scored a 10-8 round. And that would just give him a
I
draw.
was kind of hoping that he'd pull like a rope-a-dope strategy, kind of like what Muhammad Ali used to do.
Yeah.
But
Oh, there we go. They countered that kick.
Mhm.
And like I always say, anytime someone does like that spinning wheel kick or something,
Yeah.
Left hand over the top by Machida.
Yep, yep.
Just spin.
Watch for that left knee of Machida.
We're going to stuff another one.
Excellent takedown defense so far.
Yeah.
Beautiful job by Machida, spinning out.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
All over him.
it's not all over. What the hell did he say that for?
Lyoto is
He's
the
all over
pressure
him.
of the
Oh,
two
it's all
fighters.
over. Thought it-
Like I
think
said,
he
shut
did
up,
some real
Goldberg.
damage in
Yeah,
that
really.
fourth round, Mike.
How big of a round was that?
About
And
5
this
minutes
is
worth.
also where the weight cutting factor comes in with Weidman. Big right hand by Weidman.
Lyoto shakes it off. Machida over the top. Weidman pressuring, which is what Ray Longo said you have to continue to do. Under 3. What a great title fight.
Ooh. See that bruise under Weidman's arm?
yeah, yeah, it's badly bruised as a result of the kicks. Machida was landing.
Weidman tagged him.
But Lyoto's
Machida
bloodied up
coming
pretty
forward,
badly in the
though.
face. So.
Watch out for the knee. Midway point of the 5th and final round.
Nice leg kick by Weidman.
Wow. Chris's hands were low though, Joe. Lyoto just missed there.
They're getting tired for
Nice
sure.
knee by Weidman.
Good elbow.
Beautiful elbow. And
That
a
hurt
tuck and a right hand.
Nicely done, Chris Weidman.
Now Lyoto's
Yep.
really busted up under the
Yes,
left
he
eye,
is.
too.
That was a really good elbow.
You can actually hear it crack.
Nice left.
Bone hitting bone.
Lyoto still
Crushing
game.
the boots.
Under 2. Machida at 36 years old taken down.
Nice takedown. Very nice.
5th of the fight for the champion. Many have been stopped. Well, this one might be the biggest of the fight. Unless Lyoto were to pull an Anderson.
I was just
Silva,
gonna
he
hang on the
would
ground
rather
and
be on
hug.
the feet still.
Weidman looking
Well,
to
I mean, if
pressure,
you think about it, that'll be
get
two
that
Weidman's
right leg out
advantage.
of the guard.
True.
To a degree,
Sliding
anyway.
over, he's going to mount. He's going to take the back of Machida. Beautiful job.
Come on, I want a
Both
piggyback
hooks.
ride.
Machida's
He's got
scrambling to
this.
try to
I
get
think
out of that
Weidman will
position.
have taken
But
this
Weidman holding him
fight.
in place. Now he's going to flatten him out.
50 seconds. Lyoto trying to get free, trying
He
to get
shook
back
off
to his
the
feet.
hooks.
He can't stay in this spot though. Lyoto
35 seconds to go.
Can he get out?
Not much
Give him
time
another
left for
suplex.
Machida.
That was a huge minute in which Weidman had top position, Joe.
A huge minute and a lot of
A
domination.
lot of lost
by
time
Weidman
for
there.
Machida.
Excellent punches, the takedown.
This is going to be a tough one to score,
This is the round
honestly.
he needed and he's been getting. Oh,
15
right hand by
seconds.
Lyoto.
Oh, look at this.
Machida trying to pull off a miracle.
Big kick by Machida.
8 seconds.
Fighting spirit.
Machida
Wow.
firing away.
Come on.
Yeah, that was it.
They
That's
go
done.
the distance.
Wow.
What a fight.
What a fight. What a fight.
He was too tired to finish it, though.
Yeah.
He would have been that aggressive throughout. I think it would have been a different story.
Could have been.
Yeah. I'd score that for Weidman, sorry to say.
They battled for 25
And again, I'm a big fan of Machida, but
UFC 175.
I think he needs to learn to adapt. That's my feeling.
He's just too used to doing his own vices.
He is, and that works for him, but that doesn't work against every opponent, though.
No.
Especially a guy like Weidman is going to be on your ass the whole time.
Dude, he had total control of that whole situation.
Right,
when
right.
The whole time, Machida's bouncing around the perimeter of the cage.
And he's following him like a predator, you know?
And here's the last round. Boom! Big right hand. Big
Uh-oh.
elbow
Crack.
by the champion.
Nasty.
And here's the takedown. Secured the back, ground and pound. Now here's the end of the fight. Knees
Machida
by
just
Machida.
went for it, though. That was good.
Elbows.
Yep.
Punches.
He's just like, fuck
Those are
this.
pretty nasty. I mean, I wish he had done that the whole rest of the fight, like I was saying.
Come on. Come on, keep coming. Wow.
That's such a
Exactly
bummer.
what we hoped we would see.
Oh, well.
Battle of UFC champions.
Dana White's like, you see this belt? Yeah, it's ain't yours.
Pretty much. How's it feel to be
UFC
wanting?
middleweight champion looking to defend again. And Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges scored the contest 49-45, 48-47, and 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still
Yep, that's how I would have scored it, for sure.
UFC middleweight champion of the world, Chris
Great fight for the title. Weidman defends
I
against
kind of want to tell Chris Weidman,
Machida.
like, you do realize he doesn't understand English, right?
Right. He does to a point.
I know,
I'm here with the champ, Chris Weidman. First of all, Chris, congratulations on a fantastic fight. A very, very entertaining fight. Was there anything in this fight at all that surprised you?
He's as good as I thought, quick. When you think he's going to do something, he does the opposite. So he's real tricky in there. Awesome fighter, tough as nails. It was a great fight.
This is also the first time you've gone 5 rounds in the octagon. Give us your thoughts on what that was like going into the 4th and 5th.
I'm going to have to watch it on tape to figure out what it was like because I was just in the moment. It's hard to think about it right now.
Was there ever a time in the fight where you got hurt?
Probably. I can't remember right now, though.
Listen,
I must have got hit in the head.
Yeah, about a few times.
And retaining your middleweight title. Chris Weidman, ladies and gentlemen.
Big win tonight for Chris Weidman. Joe will visit with Lyoto
That's good.
Machida.
I like sportsmanship like that.
That's good.
I'm
Yeah.
here with Lyoto Machida. First of all, Lyoto, thank you for a great fight and a fantastic effort.
For sure.
What was the plan coming into this fight, and what, if anything, surprised you?
Foi uma luta fantástica. Qual que era o plano entrando nessa luta? Teve alguma coisa que te surpreendeu?
The plan was to keep the fight standard, but Chris Weidman, he's a tough opponent. He's the true champion. He deserves
Check out
the
his
title.
eye. Damn. That's going to be fun.
I'll be back strong. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you. Yesterday, I know it was a great day for all America. Independence Day. Congratulations for everybody. And thank you all, Brasil. Obrigado a todos os brasileiros que vieram aqui. Foi um prazer.
Lyoto, as always, gracious both in victory and defeat. Thank you very much. Lyoto Machida, ladies and gentlemen.
The Dragon, one of the greatest of all time. He tried to turn it on later in the fight. He got the momentum his
it was
way.
a good fight. Even though I wish he had come out a little stronger, It should
have been a lot stronger throughout the whole fight as opposed to like just the closing seconds of a couple rounds.
For sure, I thought if he had, like I said, if he had just used that mentality instead of being so passive, I think would have turned out a lot better for him.
So overall, for this whole pay-per-view, what would you give it, like, on a scale of 1 to 10?
I give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good event. I mean, some of the fights were a little too fast. For example, the Rousey thing. But you can't predict that though. That can happen at any time. That just goes to show her skill. I mean, that was by far my favorite fight, only because it shows how much of a badass she is. I mean, the way she caught that punch.
You just wanted to see her shake her ass.
Well, there's that too. I won't lie. She has an amazing chest as well, but we won't go there. Oh, what we just did. Never mind.
You'd go there. You'd
I'd
go there and then somebody.
I'd go there. I'd never come back either. No. No, I just thought that she did amazingly well, like with the way she countered with that strike, that right hook. And then she came in with a Muay Thai knee, and the way she grappled with the knee is textbook Muay Thai. The way she grappled onto the arms and then locked up the arm and used her hip throw to throw Alexis to the ground, which totally bound her up. I mean, she couldn't move at that point. So that was that was definitely a knockout of the night. If there was any, that would definitely be
I think that would be the one right there.
Yeah. But not to discount the other fights. I mean, there are other good fighters. For
considering there was only 4 fights on the card that was supposed to be 5, and like they threw in this little intermittent thing. I don't know if it was like on the prelims or anything like that.
Probably. It seemed like it.
I think I was like, okay, we could skip this one, but I think the Uriah Hall and what was his name, Thiago Santos. I think that was the show stealer right there.
Yeah, I think so too. Actually, I liked that fight a little bit more than the championship bout actually. Because you had 2 very good fighters battling it out, and especially Uriah Hall with an injury like that.
Broke his toe in round 1.
Yeah, and the fact that it was still protruding out of his skin, that was just horrendous.
I could feel it moving in and out of my skin.
Right.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah, every time he threw a kick, he felt it like moving around, and that's got to be psychologically damaging to a degree. I mean, that's a painful injury.
But fucking hell, he stuck it out.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Right.
Stuck it out and won the fight too.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. And I don't know. That was a pretty close fight to score because Thiago was coming out with some pretty nasty strikes too. Although
swinging wildly, though.
He was swinging wildly, and he didn't keep his back straight. One thing I've always taught my students I've had over the years is if you're gonna execute a move, you have to make sure you have good posture, because if your posture is incorrect, you will end up doing damage to yourself, let alone your opponent. So, and that's one thing I saw with Thiago is he kept losing his balance because he wasn't executing his movements correctly, and at some points. But at the same time, when you got that adrenaline running through you, it's hard to kind of focus. So. Which is what I also admire about Uriah, is the fact that he was able to keep his calm, is very tranquil, like Zen-like Buddhism going on. Even with that injury, even with a faster opponent, still, it didn't matter. He still had the upper hand because he kept calm.
Well put. And Machida versus Weidman. Your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that? Well,
with a recap thing going on.
Obviously, I'm disappointed just because I'm a big Machida fan.
A big Machida mark.
Yeah. Don't use the word fanboy or I'll punch you.
I did not.
I'm kidding. But I had to give it to Weidman. I would have scored it the same way because Weidman, the first 3 rounds, was following Machida around. I mean, Machida is a very elusive fighter, and that works for him very well, but not with every single opponent. Not every opponent is going to give him that distance.
Nope.
Excuse me. To be able to execute the moves that he likes to do, a lot of like side striking. That's what I've noticed about Machida. And if he doesn't have that maneuverability to get in and throw a lot of side like attacks, he normally doesn't have an answer, and that's what Chris Weidman proved. Obviously, Weidman did his homework and kept him at bay. And when it comes to the wrestling stuff, I think Lyoto studied grappling more so for defensive purposes, which is good. I mean, that's fine, but he didn't really have much of an answer when he was on the ground. He kind of turtled up a little bit. Although he didn't let Weidman, get a submission on him, which is good.
No, and on top of that, like he obviously there was numerous times where they were on the ground and he sprung out of it, got back to his feet.
Right, exactly. And he said himself he wanted to keep it standing.
Yep.
Weidman, I was very impressed, very, very impressed. I thought he was just going to be another one of these, wrestler / boxer types, like a Sean Shirk or something, and come out and just give us a very
bland,
predictable performance. But I was proven wrong. He definitely has a lot of good striking ability. He's very crisp with his attacks. I mean, he's a very well-rounded fighter for sure. He has very good wrestling, very good Muay Thai. He's got all of it, and that's what you have to survive in this business, as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
So I thought he really gave Lyoto a run for his money. He really kept the pressure on and really dominated those first 3 rounds for sure. I would have given the 4th round to Lyoto, but probably
I'd say 4.5 or 4 and 5 to Machida.
Yeah, I'd say
and the first 3 to Weidman
for sure. But at the same time, even though Lyoto was kind of wailing on him at the last part of the 5th round, too little, too late.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have kept that pressure on.
He should have stayed aggressive throughout the whole fight, as opposed to just the closing moments.
Exactly, and that's what kind of ticked me off, is the fact that I know that he has the power. I know he has that karate spirit, and he just kind of he looked like he was hesitating the whole time. And one of the first things I ever learned when I was studying Kempo as a kid, if you hesitate, you lose. You've already lost. And that is kind of what happened with this fight.
Case in point here.
Yes. Yeah. And I kind of had a feeling the second round going in that, okay, I don't think he's really on his game. And I don't think the middleweight division is good for Lyoto's natural weight.
You think he should have stayed at light heavyweight?
Yeah, because whereas one might think, oh, well, if you're lighter, you can move around better. Well, that's true to a point, but if your body is not meant to be at that weight, then it's actually going to do the opposite.
It's going to work against you.
Right. So that was my feeling about the fight. It was a good fight. Don't get me wrong. Both fighters did tremendously well, and I commend both of them. And I especially respect the sportsmanship. They show, bowing and shaking each other's hands at the end. I love that. I can't stand it. One thing I can't stand is people talk shit the whole time and walk out of the ring with a bad attitude. And that's one reason why I will never like Nick Diaz. Sorry to say. I mean,
was just thinking that. I was like, there's going to be a Nick Diaz mention
of course. And don't get me wrong. I respect his ability. He has ability. I cannot. Yeah. That is irrefutable as far as I'm concerned. But if you walk in acting like a total shithead and walk out the same way, to me that just ruins the whole purpose of fighting in general, or in this case, it's competition.
I think that's just part of his gimmick, dude. So
it is.